Hello, Philadelphia! I'm Bruce Buffer. It's time for the Anthony Gargano Show!
You are looking live. That's right, baby. You're looking live at Bourbon Street in New Orleans. And we are here live at a Super Thursday. Oh, my. We're going to be there. The Eagles are there. Super Bowl 59. You gotta love it, love it. This is the Anthony Gargano Show, and we are presented by TrueMark Financial Credit Union, TrueMark.com/PHLY, Bourbon Street, New Orleans, the site of Super Bowl 59. We love it, man. This is a really cool thing. Look at it. That's right. The Philadelphia Eagle fans are there. It's only going to get bigger and louder as the weekend commences. That's right. It's a Thursday. Welcome in to the Anthony Gargano Show. Here we are live at Yards on 5th and Spring Garden. Yards Brewery, a Philadelphia staple. We love our Yards. As always, VG, Violations Greg, our man, Pat McClune from the editor's desk, Philadelphia legend, of course, Daily News, Inquirer, you name it. That's our great friend, Pat McClune. So we figured this is great, man. We're going to hang out 11 to 1. Actually, we'll probably be here after 1 o'clock today. I can only imagine as we get into this fun day. We got lots of stuff. Pat's got his 5 for us that we always do every Thursday. We're going to talk to Alex Smith, who has got ESPN Countdown on Sunday before the game. So we'll talk to Alex about that. We'll talk to, of course, our man Fran Duffy in the locker room report. So we'll talk to Franny. Franny's been Xing and O'ing. So we got lots of good stuff for you all day. Johnny Goodtimes is going to come by, do a little Super Bowl trivia. So we'll have some fun with that. We'll see how the brain over here works. All right, he is a Philadelphia historian, Pat, and of course VG. Boys, good morning, man. This is great. Like, this is awesome stuff.
Thanks for having me. This is great. What a great venue too. You guys don't mess around. 3 for 3 on your venues over the next 3 days.
Well, you know what I love? We walked in the Yards and I love the smell of beer. Right? Like that stale beer. You'll know that. You'll know this, right? So, growing up in Philadelphia, like I close my eyes and walking, there's a corner bar on every corner, right? Like, and the air conditioner dripping from the corner, and the smell as you pass the bar, you smell stale beer. I love that smell.
Well, yeah.
All right, that's a smell
it's the old
of
tap room.
Yeah,
It's the old tap room smell in the neighborhood.
It's the smell of childhood, right? Like I smell, and my grandfather had a bar on 12th and Tasker, the 12th T bar, and I remember as a little kid going to the bar, right, and having the Coke. They would give you Coca-Cola in the little thin tumbler glasses.
Love them.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You know?
Like a fountain almost.
Yes, yeah. It was the tastiest Coca-Cola in the world, right? I never forget watching like the Phillies on a Sunday afternoon, and it was dark and air conditioned.
That's right. You get the old Valentine jingle back in the day. At the bars.
It's so funny. So walking in the Yards, this incredible beers, right? All the beers that they produce, the tanks in the background. A Philadelphia staple. Yards is taking the place of the Philadelphia beer, right? We grew up with Schmitz.
Right. At Ortlieb's, the Schmitz Brewery up here. Whoops, sorry about that. Yeah.
And I remember that, and now we have the next iteration which is a lot better.
Oh, yeah. You should be able to walk into any bar in the Philadelphia area and just say, I want a pale ale, and it should just be a yards handed to you. It's just, I feel like I'm at home. I love this place. I love the food here. It's a great lunch spot. It's a great weekend spot. I love everything they do here at Yards.
When we were at the Reading Terminal Market before Thanksgiving and Christmas, and we go to the nice Molly's bar right there, Yards.
Yes.
Let me have it.
Yes.
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 Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah. It's just such a great spot. Boys, we're at Super Thursday.
Yeah.
All right, which means now it gets real, right? Thursday is, you get through Wednesday, the hump day. Now it's Thursday, and then the weekend comes. And, for a football team, this is like their last kind of practice. I mean, the game plan's been put in last week, but this is a real practice today. They'll go through a little bit of a walkthrough tomorrow. Saturday is basically a walkthrough again, and then, we're at Super Bowl Sunday.
Absolutely. And the town of New Orleans is transforming now, whether it's Thursday or Friday. I know from being down there, when you get down there at first, you think, where's the hype? And then once you walk out of the convention center or whatever on Thursday or Friday, I remember Rich Hoffman saying, you're going to walk out and it's going to be souvenir stand, beer stand, souvenir stand, beer stand. And it just, this whole new world pops up. And everybody that's down there, Birds fans, are going to have a great time because of that.
Yeah, you're so right. Like, this is when people go in, people are, it's funny, a friend of mine says, well, it looks kind of dead down there. I'm like,
exactly.
I'm like, no, you don't understand.
Yet.
The media gets down there early, kind of sets up shop and the whole thing. And then you have, the early people on Radio Row. But Thursday and Friday is when it pops on Media Row, right? It's also when all the parties start. Like tonight, there's all the dueling parties. Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night.
Yes.
Meanwhile, the teams are sequestered. A little different because when we talk to the guys, where certain places like last year or 2 years ago in Arizona, it was so spread out that the teams could be sequestered properly.
Right.
Their hotels are right in downtown New Orleans.
Oh boy, yeah, that's a challenge. And the other thing that pops up is the security.
Yeah.
The NFL does not mess around with that, and the security is omnipresent, as are the beer stands.
Well, apparently a lot of National Guard in New Orleans.
Yeah.
We know what happened, the awful thing that happened at New Year's. So, obviously security is going to be heightened. But, listen, there's going to be a lot of fun. There's a lot of Birds fans that are heading down to the game. It's going to probably, just like Arizona, and it's going to be Eagle fans are going to outnumber Chiefs fans.
Always do. Name the town.
Yeah.
Eagles fans are undefeated.
Yeah. Jacksonville, right? Yeah. We took over Jacksonville. We took over Arizona. We took over Minneapolis, right? We're going to take over New Orleans.
Right. There was a Saturday night in Jacksonville where it was back to Mayor Street at that time, and he came in, and there was kind of a pep rally, and I remember the people being there. They said they were scared. There were so many people, and it was so congested because Jacksonville was not New Orleans. It was a smaller city.
Yeah, it was not.
Dude, I'm just looking around. The Eagles got great gear. This Kelly green color. We got green hoodies, that green and silver satin jacket, these sneakers. The people here at Yards with green. I love this Kelly green.
It is the best. In fact,
with the silver too.
That was back in the day. I love bringing it back. Bring it back to Kelly. How many years did we pester them to bring back Kelly Green?
It was a long process, wasn't it, Anthony?
Yeah.
I mean, I'd say at least a decade.
Yeah.
But it's here, and I think they're unbeaten with it. So keep it coming. Hopefully, it gets even more than 2 games a year.
Yes. How do you guys? I'll start with you, VG. Our year is Thursday, and it starts to get closer to the game. Mm-hmm. Have you changed, altered? How do you feel?
I feel great. And I popped around to 2 different bars last night. Everybody feels great. Yeah. Everybody. I haven't met anyone. And I watched Mike Jarek this morning. They're doing a great job down in
Good day. Yep.
They're sitting around. They sat with a bunch of Chiefs fans, and they're a little nervous. One old head, he's like, "This is the best team the Chiefs have played all year." I don't know. They know what's coming. It's a steamroll.
Yeah, people. Pat, how about you?
I agree with VG. It's a surprising confidence in this town. This town sticks up for everybody else, has its swagger. But, it can be a little insecure at times. I'm not sensing that. I think everybody's ready to go.
If you were to compare, it does eerily feel like 2018, February 2018, where I don't know about you. I remember waking up on Super Bowl Sunday, and even through the week, I was in Minneapolis, so I didn't really get a temperature of the town. But it felt like a confidence, but I do remember Sunday morning in town with a sudden feel of confidence, and that was against Brady and the unbeatable Patriots and Foles, and we know the story. But there was a good vibe in town. It feels much more like that than it does 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I think it took everybody by surprise, right? Like, nobody expected the Eagles to be in the Super Bowl in 2022.
Right. The only trepidation people had in 2018 was that Wentz went down, and you felt it was your Super Bowl, and there it goes. But by the Minnesota game, everybody knew that Foles was on a heater, and I think that brought into confidence.
Yeah, it did. There was that way, and then you got word that no Malcolm Butler in the game for New England, and you start to feel, you go, wait a second, man, I'm feeling good about this game. And bringing it to today, again, I go back to one thing, and that's the Eagles' offensive line. I keep going back as I play the game out, because there's a couple good, interesting subplots. I brought this up to Alex Smith. The Eagles' run game. The Chiefs are very good against the run against 12 personnel. So double tight ends is when they keep their base, and they're a good run-stopping team when they have their base defense. However, and we saw this against Buffalo and Cook,
yep.
When they're a nickel,
yes,
they're not good against the run. The Eagles are better running the ball. It's interesting, with one tight end in 11, right, as they are more than 12.
Yeah, an unsung thing about the Eagles is they have two great receivers, and they're two good blockers. Some people say A.J. might be the best blocking receiver in the league.
Yes.
And, skinny Devontae, man, he's all effort.
He's all effort.
He's a tough guy, too, yeah.
Yeah, and Goddard is an underrated blocker.
Yeah.
Like when you look at like those chess matches in the game, I'm fascinated by it, because I don't know how, and I know, obviously, I know Steve well. I don't know how you attack the Eagles' offense. I really don't. I think about it, because it's not easy to say. It used to be you could say, all right, well, I'm going to just focus on the run game. But not with Barkley, and not what he does. Once you get loose to the second level, you got to be careful about putting, going 8 in the box and taking away all those gaps, because he gets behind you, it's lights out.
Everybody's been trying that week after week. It's not working.
No, Baltimore tried it.
Yes.
Pittsburgh tried it.
Why do they just keep trying it? Do they just believe they're better and different than these other teams that have tried it before? It just doesn't work.
Well, I think you got to try to stop it, but how do you do it?
Well, we had talked earlier in the week where it's kind of like you contain it. Maybe you try to contain it and not stop it. Don't sell out against Barkley. Maybe that's your only hope. I don't know. But I think we all feel the same way. Bring it on. Try to stop it, please.
Yeah, it's funny, because I always try to think about it. How would I do it? How would I try to stop? Because we know our team better than anybody knows our team. We live it. Like, we live with them. So you look at and you go, all right, how do you stop it? You can't. Like, you can't stop the run game. Because here's the thing. If you don't try to sell against Barkley, he'll take, 4, 3, 4. Next thing you know, it's 4th and tush push.
Yes, exactly. And he might even not bust any 60. It's almost like you expect a 60 or a 75-yard run or whatever.
Yeah.
He might not do that Sunday, but I'll tell you what, I see him more as they're going to rack up first down after first down with Barkley.
Yes. Yeah, whatever the prop is for over first downs for the Eagles, I think you got to take that.
Well, I'll take a look at that, see what that is.
Take a look at that. Other side of the ball. How do you feel?
Well, you'll know exactly how I feel when it comes to the 5, because that's the pinnacle of the 5. But that's the deal. I mean, how do I feel? I think that is fueling the city's confidence, Anthony. Yeah. These are sophisticated fans, and they remember that the Eagles have won a Super Bowl, and they were this close to winning a Super Bowl and they did not have Super Bowl defenses either time. They absolutely have a Super Bowl defense this time, Anthony.
It's amazing, right? Because they're so much better defensively than they've have been in all these runs. In 2018,
yes,
right? In 2022, and now they're so much better defensively. Again, now Carter, I guess, has the flu,
right?
So whatever it is,
flu?
Whatever it is,
I had that flu when I was down there.
No, I don't think it's the New Orleans flu. Here's what I do. Whatever it is, IV, antibiotics, whatever you got to do, you got to get 98 right. All right, 98 is everything.
Don't give me Carter saying he got sick on Saturday morning. Give me Tuesday or Wednesday morning, which is what happened. It'll all be good.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. The X and O here, the chess match here is Fangio's defense that likes to keep everything in front of you. Andy's offense, which is short, right? They don't play the long game.
Right.
They don't attack down the field. They rather matriculate.
Exactly. That's kind of an odd dichotomy, and somebody's going to have to shift out of it, whether it's Andy trying to hit a couple long shots, which they don't do, believe it or not, or Vic's got a little bit more aggressive approach. But the thing that I think is another factor is set aside the personnel and everything on this defense, which makes it so much better. Vic's the kind of guy that after the first quarter, they'll get a feel. And I think one of his great strengths, Anthony, is his ability to adjust.
Yeah. He gets a beat on you. It's funny. I was talking to somebody in the league about this, and we were talking about what Fangio does well, is that you can get him early, first or second drive, and then he gets a beat on you, and that's when he shuts you down. And that's when there's a perfect marriage between the Eagles' offense and their defense. I think one of the key successes is that they just fit. Like, you got to marry your offensive scheme and your defensive scheme, and the Eagles fit really well that way. And when Vic adjusts, when Fangio adjusts, is when they're their most dangerous, which is why they're a second-half team.
Fangio's been amazing. We have sat through those long drives. They're a little scary, but it's all good now. We sat through it with Washington. They got a field goal. That's what's going to happen. This Chiefs team averages 22 points a game. We're the best defense in football. I mean, 22 points a game is not scary. And we're the best defense in football, man. They're lucky they put up 17.
You are true to.
They're
you
lucky
are
they put
so
up 17.
confident right now.
Yeah.
He's confident every week.
Not true.
Okay.
Not true. You know, I was concerned about the Rams.
Okay.
I am not concerned about. I'm back on the steamroll, man. I think this is a
steamroll.
This is a paper champ.
That was the commander's word. That was the commander's word. The steamroll.
Yeah, paper champ. Their time's done.
They're the paper champ.
Oh, boy.
Oh my God! No!
Yeah.
Make him stop.
No way, man.
He's talking about paper champs.
That's right. That's right. The big dogs are coming in now. That AFC weak. Here we come. Eagles steam through the AFC. Who in the AFC gave them a hard time?
Oh boy.
Gotta have some respect,
Pat,
man.
Pat, he's getting out of control, Pat. We got it. Jason, we're security here at Yards. All right? Mr. VG might have to get escorted out.
They put
Elijah from the no PHLY fly zone. Come on, dude. You might have to escort him out.
I mean, they put up 32 against the Bills. Father Judge could put up 28 against the Bills. The Bills' defense is terrible. Come on. Don't believe this hype. Don't believe this Chiefs hype.
The Bills' defense is horrible?
Yeah. They put up
Little
points
bit
left
over
and
the
right.
top. Little bit over the top.
Is right.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Andrew, be careful with his mic, would you?
I'll slap him a couple times here, you know?
BG, what do we know in Philadelphia? What do we not do?
Here's what we know. Last time we played this magic coach and quarterback in the Super Bowl, you know, what happened? We knocked them down on our second try. This is our second try. We're back. It's Rocky 2.
It's
a revenge game.
It's
a
like Rocky
revenge game
2 from the
again.
beginning. Right? Rocky 2, Dragon Slayers. All right? We slay, but
They got us the first time. Here we come.
Oh, my God. He's like this today. What's it going to be like tomorrow?
I'm going to be fired up tomorrow.
Frothing.
Oh, my God.
Saturday at Primo's. Now you're in a real crazy zone.
My God. I might
yeah.
have to throw gabagool
It's
down
going to
his throat.
transcend.
Some red wine tomorrow. It's going to be nice.
All right. You relax. We got the 5 coming up. A couple things. We got to take care of some business. Let's do our friend. Tell us about our friends at TrueMark. In fact, we saw Kelly yesterday. Kelly Body, who's the CEO of TrueMark Financial.
Her. She was terrific.
How great is she? She's really sharp. Great Eagles fan.
I thought I had to double back because I thought she was some type of NFL exec. She seemed so polished and all, and I doubled back to get the introduction that she was from TrueMark.
Sure. She's fantastic. Great Philadelphia.
Yeah, I mean, she's doing great things over at TrueMark.
Yeah.
And one of the things they do, she said they're like a not-for-profit, which is amazingly cool, but also they got this great program for kids. You don't want your kids to grow up and not know how to balance a checkbook or how to, you want them to know how to save and be frugal and, plan for the future. So if you got kids, TrueMark's got the ultimate playbook for teaching financial responsibility with their free Greenlight account. Comes with the Greenlight app, totally changing the game and helping kids and teens learn how to earn, save, and spend wisely. They can set up savings goals, you can track their spending, and you can even distribute the allowance all right through the app. And here's the cool part. Each kid gets their own debit card, so they can make their own purchases and feel like little mini adults while you stay in control from your phone so they can't go crazy. You get a peace of mind, and they get the freedom to make smart decisions with their money. And it's pretty much like coaching your kid through their very own financial game. And for TrueMark Financial members, this cool program is totally free. So now's the perfect time to introduce your kids to this Greenlight program. Get signed up today. Visit TrueMark.com/Greenlight for more information on this super cool program.
I love it. All right, let's talk a little bit about Primo's. In fact, Pat brought it up. We're going to be at Primo's in Clarksboro on Saturday from noon to 2. Look, perfect time to stop over and put in your order for Super Bowl for the game on Sunday. You can't say it, but and I'll always make that mistake. The game on Sunday, you're going to have a get-together. In fact, I was talking to my wife. She's like, what are we doing? I go, I don't know. I got to get through the week, man. I can't even think about it. My cousin's like, what do you want to do? Tooch is like, what do you want to do?
That's one call.
Right.
Stop shopping.
You're right.
Yes.
You got the food. It's perfect, man. Right? You go there. You got the big hoagie tray. The hoagie tray's perfect, right? You got all the trays you want for all the disseminating tastes. So who likes the Italian, who likes the turkey, who likes the ham, who likes the Diablos, right? Chicken cutlets. You can get them all and just get them, chopped up, whacked up in those little bite-sized, perfect, palm-sized bites, treats. They have it all, right? You have the pepperoni and cheese trays. You got all the chips and the sides, the salads that the VT likes.
Love their salads.
You like the macaroni salads and stuff like that?
I do.
He's normal. He's a normal guy.
Break out the toothpicks for the hoagies. Boom, 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 boom. Off you go.
Yeah. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. Make sure you go to PrimoHoagies.com and put your order in for Sunday. You can't beat it. It's great. It's Primo's. You'll say what I always say. It's not just a hoagie. It's a Primo. All right. Let's get it started with every Thursday. Pat comes in, and he does the 5. These are the 5 big stories of the week.
There you go. Ready, Anthony?
I'm ready.
Glasses on.
I love it.
Oh, man.
Glasses.
He's professional.
I need your pen because I lost my pen.
And ready?
And I need a pen in my hand.
I'm zipping up. Ready? Okay.
Why is a red pen? Why do you have a red pen?
Because my black one went missing. I think you borrowed that one time.
I probably did, man.
Yeah,
I'm just a pen thief.
Yeah.
I dropped
that
mine.
pen's going into the oblivion now.
Yeah.
You want a purple marker?
No, I don't
Orange?
like purple. I don't like colors.
It's purple for
I don't like
New
colors.
Orleans.
I don't like colors. I like black or blue.
Whoa, you're like the food with the markers, too, I'll tell you. Okay. Are we ready
My
to roll?
brother.
We got extra.
Thanks,
We're ready
Elijah.
to go?
Here.
All right. Okay. First one up, we're going to go with Daily News Dilemma.
Oh.
Okay. Daily News Dilemma.
Okay, DND.
We go back to the Super Bowl in Jacksonville. I'm down there. I'm on the bus to the media party. This is Wednesday that year. On the bus to the media party, and I get a call from the sports editor that I work side by side with, Josh Barnett at the time.
Yeah.
And God bless Josh, by the way. He's having quadruple bypass today, so
Oh,
all will go
yeah.
well there.
Yeah.
Anyway, Josh calls, And I'm literally on the bus, and he says, we might have an issue. So what's the problem? He says, looks like the Pope might die.
Wow.
I said, well, we don't have to cover that too, do we? And he said, there's talk about a special section. So the Daily News dilemma was every day of Super Bowl week, we would put the paper, we are so into the Eagles at the Daily News.
You wrapped it, right?
We wrapped it. In fact, the Friday one was an 80-page Eagles section with a paper inside. In that day,
my favorite stuff.
This day was I think it was a 44 to 48-page wrap. So what do? We had to make a value judgment. What's on the outside, the Eagles or the Pope?
Oh my God.
That's a tough call in Philly.
Well,
Eagles
it's religion v. religion.
Exactly. And I know there's some bishops in Philly or Philly adjacent that are big Eagles fans that be with me. Had to go Eagles.
Yes.
And we were spared. We were spared because God bless the Pope. Didn't happen that day, and the Pope passed in April 2nd.
Wow.
Yeah, they made it for a few more months. But that was the call, and we actually wrestled what to put priority on: the Eagles wrap of the day or the poor Pope in poor health.
Oh my God! I get it because from a news standpoint, right? You think, obviously, and Philadelphia has been a very Catholic city, right? Because of the immigrants that came over, Irish, Italian, Polish, right?
Yes.
Like those pockets of Catholicism were big in this region, right? Delaware County, the whole thing. And from a news standpoint, but the religion of football and the Eagles,
that's going to win out.
Yes.
And
you made
Nelson
the right
Perez,
call.
who's the current Archbishop, I see his social media from the Birds game. Somebody helps him out with a suite, and there's a bishop in the Arlington area, Michael Burbidge, who might be one of the 5 biggest Eagles fans I know. And those people down south, they got to deal with him being an Eagles fan. So religion's a big deal.
Well, this isn't really. It's funny. I wrote this book. I mean, a while ago.
Yes, you did.
Called A Sunday Pilgrimage, and it really was meant. And I almost want to redo it because I wasn't as polished back then. And now the idea of the religious undertones that come into play with Philadelphia sports is so it's always gnawing at me in a good way because I see us together, and which is what you would want, right? Souls gathering, connections made, love, right? It's what God would want, right? It's God's wish that we're together. Does it matter that it's over a football game? It's still community.
Right. Like we always felt at the Daily News that the thing about sports in general, and particularly the Eagles, is it is the great unifier of the area.
Yeah.
It unifies North Philly and Northeast Philly. It unifies Downingtown to South Jersey.
Yeah.
And if, a guy from Downingtown bumps into somebody from Grays Ferry, they have that commonality about the Eagles, and they're all in it together. And, it's a great thing when you think about it. It's a shame there's not more things in life that do that.
It's a beautiful thing. It first struck me when we were in Jacksonville. You brought up Jacksonville. I was staying. We were doing a show at a tent. We had this big tent at WIP. It was right on the St. Johns River, and
I remember exactly where you were.
You remember?
Yeah, yes.
And I went out one day, and there was scores of people.
You packed them in.
It was unbelievable.
Yes.
And I remember thinking, this must be what it's like, what it was like at the Gasper River during the Second Awakening.
Yes. They really
What is the Gasper River and the Second Awakening?
Well, the Second Great was a religious awakening that happened in the 1800s outside of Tennessee, and it was this beautiful kind of religious awakening.
Wow.
Of a gathering.
Never heard of it.
And I'm imagining that this was that, but over football.
You're here to be educated by this guy.
I love it.
occasionally,
I mean, I got to ask the
you
questions.
do the same for him. And
I
you
know
do the
there's
same
a lot
for
of
him.
there's a lot of North guys watching who don't know. We didn't learn that stuff either, so I got to ask for all that.
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
Education wasn't the best.
Yes.
All right. Number
Next
two.
one, number
Yes.
2. And the headline for that is nope, that's not the one. It's Welcome to the Team. And what we're going to do here with both of you guys is I really enjoyed last week when we did the PHLY Eagles All Super Bowl
That
team.
was great.
By the way, you can read that. Pat wrote that up. Please go to allphly.com and you could see it. It's a great piece that Pat wrote up.
Thanks. I was happy to do it. It was so much fun, but it brings us one of our 5 headlines, which is Welcome to the Team. And I pose to you guys, who, if we do this next year, if they're looking to repeat, who did not make the cut that might make it by virtue of Sunday? And there's some out there, including the coach.
Wow.
If Sirianni wins, and we were kind of torn, Doug Peterson got elevated by virtue of winning it, but if you're there twice and you won once, does that play for you?
So, Reed, I can't divorce myself from Reed because I thought he put the whole thing in motion. Right?
Right.
And here's the truth. If they get back there, I'm not saying that Nick is a steward or a passenger, or a passenger on this thing. But, man, to me, it solidifies Howie because Howie put the roster together.
No doubt, yeah.
But I think you're right. He's got to be considered heavily.
And I'm somebody who might have banged him after last year, that collapse, but I think it would put it over the top for me. What about you, VJ?
Well, I totally would have gotten rid of him after last year.
Yeah.
I'm still a Doug P guy, man.
Okay.
I like Doug
Yeah, and
P.
I
I like the Philly. Yeah.
When
let's
I
do
wrote it,
as much as it drives,
Yeah.
I just think I like it because it drives Anthony crazy, but I like it.
Yeah, when I wrote the thing, too, I kind of regretted that I didn't say more about Vermeil, because what Vermeil did was
He turned
that
it
was
over.
a long time. Then, you're going from Chuck Bednarik in 1960
Yeah.
to 1980, and he kind of built them up from the ruins, and he really was the first great Eagles coach.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of it.
Jaws
but
had a terrible game in that Super Bowl.
All right.
We went back and watched some of those videos. Oof.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, how about Mailata? If they win, that was kind of a close one with him and Trey.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would go with
I
my
would go
Because I'm
Mailata.
saving the
Hey,
list.
real quick, off the coach thing. I go Sirianni. Sirianni definitely leapfrog Doug.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Yeah.
I
But
like Doug. I
he's
got
got
a
his
warm
own
spot in my heart for Doug.
I don't dislike Doug, but you overvalue Doug.
Maybe.
The one thing
Like you overvalue Andy. Same.
Yeah. The one thing I always tried to say in pushing for all the resources we could get when the Eagles won it in 2018 was I kept telling them, and it'll be interesting to see if we're all here with smiles on our faces Monday, is, you can only win the Super Bowl for the first time once.
Yeah.
And that there was the magic of that. But,
He lost his starting quarterback. He kept his team together and focused and overcame that. Had to keep them high and mentally focused. Come on, you undervalue that. They lost their starting quarterback. They won with a backup. A mediocre backup.
Yeah, well, who played incandescent?
Right?
Yeah.
Because it was Nick Foles. St. Nick was the guy. And St. Nick called the play.
Yeah, well,
Right.
Doug was there to
What you say?
Boost him
What do you
up.
want to do? How about Philly? Ah, yeah, go ahead.
yeah.
Yeah,
Knock
he could have
yourself
said,
out.
"Are you crazy? No way!
Yeah.
This is the Super Bowl. Are you crazy?" Could have said that.
Well,
No,
here's
like,
one.
yeah, let's do
Here's
it.
another
Oh,
one.
I'm going to have the cream chip beef.
Yep.
Yeah, I saw that great. I saw the statue of that great moment yesterday at the pro shop when I went down to get some gear.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful statue.
Here's one that I know you'll go with if he has a game is Goddard.
Yes.
'Cause we had Ertz.
Yes.
Goddard
Yes.
makes the leapfrog.
Yeah, I had Goddard.
Okay.
I got overruled in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you love Zach Ertz.
Yeah, this might be a long way. Excuse me. Because we went Carmichael, T.O., and A.J. But what happens if Skinny Batman gets a 70-yard
That's a
bomb?
great point. because I think Skinny Batman's got a real chance to have a big game.
I'll
I
tell
do
you.
too. I do too. We're thinking alike.
I'm going to tell you why. We watched the highlights. Harold, illegal motion, called back that touchdown. We'd have to punish him for that if Devontae has a good game.
Okay.
That's a good point.
Okay, but then I save for the last. Talking about St. Nick.
Yeah, Jalen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, yeah.
Yes. If Jalen has a game, right?
Yes.
And they win, because Jalen's going to have a game.
Yes.
It's not close. Yes.
I agree. And
Yes.
if they win and Jalen plays well, then I think he buys at least a year or two of the heat off. Just let him play. Let's see what happens.
I agree.
He's done what he needed to do. Yes.
I'm with you.
Yes.
Listen, you're spot on. He wins. He also goes down best quarterback ever in Eagles history. Like he all that stuff, all goes away.
I also think Q or Cooper could get on there instead of Lito.
Well, Q is on there.
Oh, Q is on there?
We had 3. It was Lito, Q, and Slay.
Yeah, so Lito
What could be
vulnerable.
interesting is if Cooper comes up with a big play or is part of shutting down Kelsey, it could be the entire secondary on our Super Bowl team.
Yeah.
It's a great secondary that we have right now.
Yeah.
Well, let's hope we get to debate that a
I
year
love
from
that.
now.
That's a great.
All right.
Too bad.
Well, look, it's Super Bowl week. I had to come up with a decent 5.
Yeah.
Now, the next one, boys, is you make the call. And I have a couple of things to toss to the two of you.
I love it. You make the call. We were kids. You remember that? You make the call.
It'd be a referee thing.
What was it? What was that? You make the call. I mean, I remember like, I know I can make the call.
Yeah, they would show a referee. It would be a referee's decision. And we don't have one of those, but I have a few quickies. Do you dress BG and play him? Brandon Graham.
Yeah.
That's probably a hell yeah, but
Over Huff? Huff's giving you nothing. That's a dead body.
yeah.
Come on. He's right.
Yeah, but it might be a 30%.
That's better than what we get out of Huff.
Yeah.
We get nothing out of Huff. I mean,
You're right.
throw a sandbag out there with a jersey on it. I mean, seriously, I'm not even exaggerating.
The thing that makes that there is that he's not really taking anybody's spot.
Right.
If you deactivate the Huff, if you have to, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And he's
that
not
was
like a
little
big
bit
contributor
of
on special teams either.
And, the sentiment of that's incredible, but you can't do it on sentiment. Now, do you have Britton Covey dress him and have him return punts instead of Cooper?
No way.
I don't know.
No.
He's a heck of a returner, Covey. But you're putting him in cold. So, but, I think that's a decision that's going to be made. But we're solidly just put Cooper back there and let Covey whack it out to try to get back in the club next year.
I like Cooper.
I like Cooper returning, man.
I like Cooper better than Covey.
Okay.
I agree.
Okay.
Now, you be honest.
I feel more sure with Covey. And if both of them were mid-season form and had been doing it, I would give, and I love Cooper DeJean.
Right.
I would give Covey the
Look
slate
at the
edge.
hesitation.
He
The
took
one
bust
drop.
one.
The one drop, but he picked it right up.
He got hit 2 on one, before he got hit and fumbled off of one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a fumble, a drop, a bobble. He also bobbled another one.
I just feel like he's got a better chance of breaking one.
I do too. That's why I go DeJean.
Yeah. That's why I think Covey has a better chance of
because
breaking
he's
one.
sure hit. Yeah.
Okay. Now,
That's interesting. That's
ready?
Yeah.
You make the call. We did the 2 dress decisions. Now I'm going to put you guys on the sideline in Nick's shoes.
Okay.
Ready? Game starts. Chiefs win the toss.
Right.
They defer. The Eagles get the ball to start on the 31, and they pick up a first down here or there with Saquon. But now they are faced with this decision.
Okay.
4th and 5
This is an elite decision.
on the Chiefs' 44.
I'm going for it on the Eagles 44.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
With this leg.
Yeah.
I'd go for it there.
Yeah, I agree.
But it's pretty far back.
Right. And it's not, Pat's making it not a field goal.
Oh.
Yes.
Because it's more of a decision.
That's a 61,
Right.
44-yard line.
yeah.
51-yard field goal.
Right. If it's the 34, right, or the
Then
38,
you throw in that.
right.
You have 3 decisions.
Right.
Go for it, kick it. Well, you're not going to punt. But
Right.
Yeah, that's interesting too.
Right. Yeah, I go for it. A 4th and 5. I'm not. It sounds weird and stupid, but 5's my cutoff.
Yeah, that's why I kind of pushed it.
You know,
I tried to make it.
I prefer 4th and 4.
Yeah.
I mean, like a no-brainer. 4th and 5, I pause. Because here's the thing I don't want. If I don't pick it up, I'm giving Mahomes and Reed a short field to start the game.
Right.
And here's the other thing. I'm giving up points. I know I'm going to give up points. And then they get the kick to start the second half.
Right.
So that's a double whammy, right? So that's why I gotta at least think about it. 4th and 6, I'm punting.
Okay, now.
What about you?
Going for it.
Yep.
4th and 6?
He's going for it. 4th and 23.
I told you yesterday, I'm all in on this game.
I know.
No, we're full
yeah.
throttle. Where's Dan Campbell, Nick
He's got it.
Sirianni?
He's
Like,
got it.
we're
Yeah.
going.
Well,
Used to
I admire the consistency.
Yeah.
I admire the consistency. Now,
Or
how about this as
one might
opposed to
look
2
at
years
it as
ago?
the stupidity.
2 years ago, they get stopped at the 37. Jake from 54, you're like, I'm
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
How about Sunday?
No.
No, he's made
No.
1 of 8 over 50 this
No.
year. No
Okay.
chance.
No.
It's 50-year cutoff.
Yep.
Okay.
49,
50.
actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look, I know
If it
it's
has a
no-
5 on it, you
Yeah, I'm
vibrate.
out. I'm out. Hey, if it's 4th and 4 and I got a 50-yarder, I'm going for it.
Okay.
How about you?
It's in a dome.
Yeah.
I might try him from 51 or 52,
Yeah.
depending on the situation.
Right.
But it's obviously a different scenario than it was 2 years
What are we
ago.
doing?
Yeah.
Pat needs a beer. He needs some beer muscles. He's a
Yeah,
little
I-
cautious here with this game plan. He needs
Jason!
some beer muscles.
Jason!
Yeah.
Jason!
We got to
boy.
get Pat a little more
Yeah.
aggressive.
I got to get
Yeah.
Jason over
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
Jason, listen, it is
2 weeks
11:42.
ago when I was the third
So, my man,
squad
come here,
guy
Jason.
kicking ass. Yeah.
Say hello to Jason from Yards. Tommy's on vacation. All right, Jason's running the joint.
Good man.
Listen, it's 11:42. Pat needs a beer. Oh. All right. Right.
There you go. You
Well,
got to
first of all-
go with the and maybe he's going to try something exotic. VG, I'm your standard.
Philly Standard?
I'm a pale ale guy from way back. That is in my mini fridge. Plenty of pale ale for Sunday. Trust me.
Yeah.
That's a good move for anybody. Got to get the pale
What
ale.
are you getting?
I mean, I'm good with the standard. I like
Yeah.
the standard. Or they got some juicy IPA stuff that says.
Yeah, pale ale.
Jason, do you still do the root beer here?
We do.
The brewed root beer? Oh, man.
By the way,
Dude, that's fantastic. Yeah.
I want to take a moment and thank you
Oh,
real
please,
quick.
yes.
All right. So Ryan from Next Level. Yep. Ryan's over. Ryan. Ryan is a masterful artist. So he does a lot of the cleats for the players. Yep. So Ryan, come here. I gotta show off your work. You are amazing, dude. What now? This is Next Level. All right. Tell us about this. Is unbelievable. Thank you for the gift, by the way. These are amazing. I will be wearing these on Sunday.
Awesome.
All right.
Appreciate it.
I might wear them tomorrow, man. These are fabulous. Oh my God, these are amazing. You've done incredible cleats. When the NFL does their cleats, you do a lot of work for the players. Tell us about some of the players that you work for.
Yeah, we actually just got our first NFL player, Cooper DeJean.
Yes,
So
Cooper.
Yeah, so Cooper DeJean was our first NFL player. We did some stuff for Big Dom for the Eagles.
Yes.
We've worked with Tyrese Maxey. We've worked with Bryson Stott of the Phillies. A lot of
So
Phillies.
what are some of your designs that you've done?
Everyone probably knows the City Connect ones
Yes,
we did for
yes.
Bryson Stott.
Yeah.
Those were really they
They
went
were
viral.
cool, man.
They went viral. So those were really cool. The bells we did for him too were
The
up there,
bells
too.
were outrageous. Yes.
So, yeah.
You do such great work,
Thank you.
man.
Thank you. I
such
appreciate that.
How did you get started? You and your father.
Yeah. So I always loved like art. I love painting, drawing.
Yeah.
And then when I got into middle school, I started to like sneakers. So Jordans and Air Forces, and then I saw some people painting on them, and then I was like, oh, well, I can do that. So first I wanted a pair, but they were just like too expensive. I couldn't afford
Right.
it. So then I was like, I'll just do it myself. So then I started doing it for my friends and my family, and then it started blowing up a little bit. So I had to get my dad to help us, and now we're here.
I mean, you're amazing. Look what you did.
Dude, they're
Vicky,
sick.
Are you kidding me?
Sick.
How did you do this? This is unbelievable.
Because I've tried to paint sneakers in. It didn't work at all for me. Those look ridiculous.
These are outrageous, dude.
No, I appreciate
mean, just unbelievable.
The Yo Cuz on it.
Yeah, the Yo
in the
Cuz.
Eagles font.
Yeah,
Oh my
had
God!
to keep it on brand.
Come on, man. That's fabulous, dude. I freaking love it. Oh my God, you're gifted, man. God
I appreciate
bless.
it. I appreciate it
If people
so
want to
much.
see your work, what's the best way? Your website, your Instagram?
Yeah. You could go on nextlevelcustoms.com. It's NXTLVL Customs. We're on Instagram at Next Level Custom, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, all that. So
I love it, buddy.
No, I appreciate you having me.
Dude, the jacket's killer.
By the
Thank
way,
you. Thank you.
doesn't Ryan have a Nick Foles vibe to him?
Yeah.
Right? He reminds me of a young Nick Foles.
You know what's crazy? I was in Rally House, and someone told me the same exact thing.
I
Same
get
exact
the
thing.
Nick Foles vibe. I gotta tell you.
I'll take it as a compliment. It's a compliment, right?
Well, dude, I meant it as a compliment. Like, listen, first of all, you're an artist, amazing work, and Nick Foles is a saint. He's
Yeah.
Saint Nick in Philadelphia.
Absolutely.
My brother.
I appreciate
your
it.
father, good man, your father.
Yeah,
What's his name?
he's all right. It's his name's Ron, but people call him OG.
He's the OG.
Yeah.
We love Ron. I love the fact father and son doing it. My brother, best of luck, man.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
You are a wizard, man.
I appreciate that.
I want you to come back right before Phillies and come into the studio and show some of your work. We'll highlight all of it.
Perfect.
All right?
You let me know. I appreciate it.
Without a doubt, brother.
Appreciate
Good
it.
man. That's Ryan. Next level. All right, NXTLVL.
I may be going shortly after the show ends, maybe checking out that site because those look amazing.
Now,
Do you want to wear the
fashion
Jetro
man,
lot with those on? Oh, man.
my fashion man is Joey Marone.
Yeah.
All right?
Big model in Thrasher Mag.
Come on, Joey. Come here. Joey's my fashion guy. He does it all. Right? So, Joey. No, sit over here next to Pat. All right? So, Joey's our intern, right? So, Joey is a celebrity skateboarder. All right? He's a celebrity boarder. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm an amateur skateboarder.
Well, you're
He's
really
an
a pro.
amateur.
Like, you had a
He's got
spread.
companies sending them sneakers.
You had a spread in Thrasher magazine.
Yes, yeah.
All right. So, what do you think of these?
These are amazing. I saw these. I was like, wow. I put it straight to my Instagram. It's so cool.
Right?
Dude, these are.
The Yo Cuss thing rules, huh?
I don't know how he did. He did such a good job on the Eagles.
Yes.
On everything and the Yokas. These are.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I would wear these out, man. I would just keep these in the crib.
I know, man. I don't know. I gotta wear them tomorrow. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing is,
Well, you're not leaving the house.
Wet.
Are you leaving the house tomorrow?
We got the show.
Tomorrow. I'm thinking it's Super Bowl
Dude,
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yo, cuz that's the best, dude. That's the
Yeah,
best.
right?
That guy, I was sitting there. I started looking at his work. I was like, this is amazing. This kid knows what he's doing.
Yeah, that's great stuff. I figured listen. You're the fashion guy on the show.
I'm
all right?
the fashion guy.
You are. Oh, come on, man. You're a skateboarder. You do it all.
Hey man,
All right.
I appreciate that.
You give it the thumbs up.
Yeah, I give it the thumbs
All
up.
right.
It's great.
All right, Joey. Thanks, buddy. Joey's our intern / border. We give us the street cred.
All around cool guy.
Yeah, he does it all. I used to be that back in the day. Now I'm old. Uncle Frank said he sounds like Foles.
Oh, you were absolutely right about Foles. I
Right?
thought the same
Look at the
thing.
Foles vibe.
The other thing I got to say is Ryan's dad.
Yeah.
I want some of what he's drinking. I thought it was his brother.
Yeah.
He's doing all right, man. I'll tell
Yeah.
you what, that's impressive.
All right, we
got two more.
Two more.
Okay.
By the way, real quick,
all right.
relax. I'm going to do hold your
I'm so
horses.
thirsty. This looks so good.
I know. We're going to do it toast. You can't just
Fiending.
drink it. You got to do it
it looks
toast.
amazing.
Come on, Holmes. By the way, this portion of the show is brought to you by Parks Casino, the BetPark Sportsbook Casino app. Do yourself a favor. We did a special super prop show with the brain. All right? It's on our YouTube channel, right, Andrew?
That it is, yeah.
All right, so you can check it out now. You can do it. All right, Pat, as our man, all right, a true Philadelphian and the senior man of the show, and I say that with wisdom because he's the wisdom man. You do the because it's our first beer of the weekend, you have to do the toast. Plus, the Irish guy always does the best toast.
To three guys who know better and know about the birds.
I like
Go
it.
Birds.
Cheers.
Go Birds.
I like it. I like it. Wow.
The first one always tastes so
Oh,
good.
my God. Jason! That's ridiculous.
What's better than this? I get to talk about the birds with Anthony and VG, and I
That's
get to have a
outrageous.
yard.
It's so fresh.
Wow.
It's so fresh.
Right off the tank.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah.
You guys got to come. Fifth and Spring Garden, man. Do yourself a favor. The freshness. Listen,
They're your neighbor.
I
They're
go
your
to
neighbor.
you for all things like this.
Yeah.
How great is that?
Well, I mean, the other thing, too, is the beer is one thing, but the facility here is tremendous.
Yeah.
I mean, when they first were here, we had a daily news event up there, and, we had some kind of panel, and we actually had, Zach was with us, Zach Berman. And I was just blown away by this. And there's a lot of, corporate things and stuff you can do upstairs and all.
Space. People
Yeah.
don't often see that.
And, I think the other thing that VG really nailed, too, is that an unsung thing about almost all brew pubs, but yards at the forefront of this is food's good, man.
Oh, yeah.
You come here for
He's got the
Phillies game?
chef. You got the chef coming. Chef Ian
Ian.
is coming
Yeah.
around later. So you'll be eating too, buddy.
Oh,
So we
man.
come.
If you
Listen.
got a crowd like a bigger crowd, 6, 8, 10 people, this place is ideal.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, it really is.
Yes. It's cavernous, too,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm working with my friend Joe Hand on something, and it's the notion about if you have something like this, you have banners. And I was going to say, boy, you have a nice thing, you should put some banners up. Bang, there they are.
Yeah.
Got some of the banners of the different kinds of things.
It's got a real feel.
All
All
his beers. You got all the beers. Philly
Yeah.
Standard.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's got
Gotta love
the
it.
feel of like those
Yeah.
good West Coast breweries. It's got a good vibe in here.
Thanks. We love having you guys here.
Yes.
West Coast breweries.
Oh, man, they have good, nice little
He's
breweries
the
out there.
Oregon. He's a Portland freak.
Same Fran.
Or whatever. You like that. You love that vibe, VG. He's a freaking Portland guy.
I'm a Cali guy. I'm not a crusty
You're
hipster from Portland. I'm a Cali guy.
You're the original hipster. You're an OH.
I'm Cali.
I'll tell you,
Number
I
two.
make a lot of things based on West Coast, East Coast. If I got to weigh a East Coast in any sport against the West Coast, I'm taking the East Coast every time.
Yes.
Yeah.
East Coast. I
All
hate
right.
West Coast.
Nice weather.
East Coast rappers. East Coast.
No, dude. West
Yeah.
Coast rappers.
It's Fugazi.
Kendrick Lamar, baby.
Fugazi,
West
yeah.
Coast.
There you go. Okay, now the headline on this, playing off the NCAA tournament, though, is one defining moment. And what I'm going to say
I
here
like one
is
defining moment.
we have 4 Super Bowls. This will be the 5th, Jason, right? Okay, now, I want to ask you, when you just think about the Super Bowl, if there's one moment that kind of defines it for you. Let's go, and the memories could be short here. You're younger men than I am. 1981. What do you remember about that?
Super Bowl?
Yes.
The touchdown call back.
Okay, that's good. That's good
And
one.
that Kenny
VG,
King.
Which Super Bowl? 90?
the first one.
Raiders.
The first one, Raiders.
I just remember that Kenny King catch.
Yeah. Two that I remember is, I didn't see it at the time, but I remember the talk after it was that people claimed that when they were just showing the national anthem that the Eagles looked like
Tight.
a team that was there for the first time, a deer in headlights.
Oh, they were tight.
And that Vermeil really pushed and all. But, Vermeil obviously knew what he was doing and won another one. The other one that jumps out to me is the name Rod Martin. And Rod Martin was a Raiders linebacker. And what happened there was Jaws' first pass got picked.
He picked him 3
First
times, didn't he?
Pass. Yeah.
Hey, Pat, can I just say, to all due respect, we love Jaws, right? Yeah. The whole thing. But can I just say one thing? We played that. We were, and I haven't seen it in I was a little boy. That was horrible. It was a horrible
unlike
throw.
him. Yes.
Yeah. Here's my question: as a Philadelphia historian, how did Jaws become a mogul in Philadelphia after playing that game?
Well, a lot of it was just getting there back then. But, I'll tell you one thing. You can talk about Foles, you can talk about McNabb, you can talk about your favorite quarterback, Hurts. There's one thing in my mind that defines Jaws and puts him above every one of the rest of them, and it's a very Philadelphian thing, Anthony. Nobody took an ass kicking and got back up better than Jaws.
Yeah.
Hartenstein, all those hits.
Yeah.
And getting his way up there, and he's a tough guy that just kept getting up and led by leadership. But, that was rough when he got picked off on that first play.
Where are you throwing, dude?
Yep.
Oh, what are you looking at?
Yep. All right, let's move on to Jacksonville and the loss to the Patriots, 2005 with Andy. Defining moment.
Well, two of them. One, freaking Donovan misses Westbrook in the end zone wide open. It's a wheel route. Andy had it cooked up. They take the lead at halftime. If they convert that, that's a huge play.
Yes.
Huge play.
Yeah.
There's no way that game should have been tied. That and the Spygate, right? In the third quarter, it was, we know what they're doing. We're going to just dump offs in the teeth of the blitz. And they had the two long drives to White.
Yes. Yep. The two that stick out to me, and VG may have his own, is two things about 2005 stick out to me. One is how frustrated everybody in every house, townhouse, apartment, college dorm was with that 2-minute drill and trying to get back, and how it took forever. And the byproduct of it. Exactly. The buzz was, did he puke in the huddle?
Yeah.
Just like people might have said after the fact with a loss in 80, was it a deer in the headlights? All the buzz for a couple days after was, did Five puke in the huddle?
So, did I ever tell you a story about?
I don't think so, no.
About the Carrier Dome in college?
No.
I'm covering Virginia Tech, Syracuse. 5 senior year. It's a big game leading into if they win, they go to the Orange Bowl. Saturday night in December. There's the Syracuse is down. They're driving. 52-yard run. All right? 52-yard run. He gets to the sidelines, throws up.
Oh, my God. I can't believe I haven't heard this before.
Throws up, comes back, throws a touchdown pass to a kid named Steve Brominski, who's the backup tight end in the middle of the end zone. And so I remember people had all kinds of theories. Andy had mismanaged the time. He didn't know hurry up. No, Five was gassed. They were saying, Five was choked. No, he was gassed. That night was a long night. Halftime, he had to manage halftime. He was not in the best shape. He took a beating during the season. He was not in great shape.
Okay.
And he was gassed at the end of that. He threw up because he was tired. He was gassed. That's why he threw up. I saw him do it. Same thing.
Wow. That's something.
52 yards, comes back, throws a touchdown pass, wins the game. They go to the Orange Bowl. They couldn't do anything against Florida. They played Florida. I covered that game.
There you go.
Yeah.
VG, I'm going to start 2018 with you. It's the win. I think there's two obvious, but maybe you got one, whatever. Defining moments of the 2018 game.
No, it's Doug's shining moment.
Okay.
Yeah, Philly.
Okay, just one. You got another one?
No, I mean, that's it for me.
Oh, my God, BG. What about BG?
There you go, Anthony. You got
I'm giving you some stuff to...
Oh,
there
my
you
God.
go. Yeah.
That was it. It
That's
was
the two.
Because here's the thing. I don't know about you. I mean, I felt confident, but I was so nervous. I was pins and needles.
Yes.
Brady. Oh, it was freaking Dracula.
Yep. And that will revisit itself in the last headline. But, you know, to me, that was the two things. It was Philly, and, the nerve he had to do that. And, BG, coming up with a strip sack.
There's also for me it was almost like a disappointment when that ball hit the end zone at the end when it dropped. It felt like I forget who the broadcast team was. It felt like they were upset that the Patriots didn't catch. Yeah, he's like, oh,
They called a horrible Super Bowl.
Yeah,
there was I remember that. It was a horrible Super Bowl.
You know what? When I was whittling it down to 5, I had about 10 things because last week we were able to do the all Super Bowl team. It allowed me to one of the ones that didn't make it, and let's do it real quickly, was if you had your druthers of the 4 networks and who's calling the game, I would have picked if I had one of the current, and we're getting getting Brady and KB Burkhardt, and okay, I would go Buck Aikman.
Yep.
Buck Aikman is
I love those two.
Yeah.
Love those two.
Yeah.
Love those two.
I think that'd be the best thing. But, you can't call everything.
No,
all right.
but listen, I like Brady. I think Brady's done well. And I'm a Kevin fan, so I think I'd much rather have that. I don't like NBC.
No.
I don't like Tirico, I just think he's a guy. He reminds me of doing I think he's good. I got no issues with him.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm watching college basketball, Syracuse, Villanova.
Okay, yeah.
I just go good, but not grand.
Right.
And then the other one is hard. Romo's hard. Nance is great. Romo has become unlistenable.
Yes, yeah.
I'm a Tirico fan, but I think I get what you're saying. He comes in too excited, where the other guys, they make it sound big without sounding excited about it. It's just where Tirico's like, here we are. But I like Tirico.
I mean, he's quality. I just think he's more, I don't know, Michigan State, Illinois.
Oh, it's a good Big Ten matchup, man.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's not Georgia, right? It's not, Georgia, Bama, right?
All right, the last one for the one defining moment is the loss to Kansas City 2 years ago. I think that, to me, it's the Bradbury PI call.
Yes.
Yeah. That's the beginning of the refs cheating for this.
Yes.
JO team.
Cheat.
Oh, boy.
Cheat. The field. The field.
That's another really good one.
Father.
Very good one.
I'm with watching them slip.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Come on.
Yeah. Oh, my. Absolutely.
Are you kidding me?
Yep.
I still can't believe the Chiefs won that.
Right.
Because here's why. Brady, Mahomes, Freudian slip. Mahomes looked like he was severely hurt before halftime.
Right. And you were surprised when he ran the one time. Yeah. Right.
He comes back and it was like he saw Padre Pio.
There's some great religious moments today already.
Right.
Yeah.
I had to look that guy up last week.
Great pull there. That's fabulous. My God.
What? And then he's back all over the place. Ding, ding, ding.
Yeah, and if they wound up getting that field goal with 1:30, I had great confidence that Hurts was going to bring him back down. Yeah.
Yes.
Awful. All right.
Yeah.
Well, we could set up for the last one, so let's make it a good one. And the last headline is, "The D shall set you free."
The D shall set you free, baby.
And so let's look at a couple of aspects of it. This is the thing that really fuels my confidence, Anthony, is this is a far superior defense, not only to 2 years ago, but to the team that actually won it.
Yes.
And a couple of vestiges of that. One is that only 3 starters are the same from 2 years ago. The only 3 that'll start on defense are Josh Sweat, Slay, and CJ GJ. The rest are new, mostly young and ferocious, okay? And the other thing is, just think about what the opponents did to these defenses, okay? Only once in those 2 games, well, really technically twice, but only twice in those 2 games did the Eagles get a stop the entire half. And those stops were, I don't count a missed field goal as a stop. The stops were the BG strip sack, and the Hail Mary at the end, which,
Yeah.
Other than that, against the Patriots, the second half went TD, TD, TD. No, this was the one against the Chiefs. After the half, the Chiefs went touchdown, 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 field goal. They never got a stop.
Wow.
24 points in the second half.
Wow.
Okay? In the win, the 41-33 game, after the half, it went TD, TD, TD.
Oh, my God.
Strip sack, end of game. So,
And in 04, I know it went TD, TD, because they scored 2 touchdowns and 2 long drives
yes.
in the
Yes.
third quarter.
Great memory as always, yes. So, and the Eagles win one, were maybe a bad call away from winning another if, they can have that same type of effort at the other end. And that defense, the defense mitigates that by 25 to 30%. I think you're good. I mean, you can't make it apples to apples, but
No,
that's
I
room
think you're
for confidence for me.
I think you're spot on, man.
Yeah.
I think you're spot on. This defense shall set us free.
Yeah. Now, meanwhile, in the win, the Eagles score the last 5 times they touched the ball.
Wow.
Yeah.
So this script, I feel it. Chiefs get out to a lead.
Oh my God! You actually took that. That's exactly what I think's going to happen.
Yeah.
Keep going. This could get freaky. Okay.
Yeah. I think they get out to a lead. I think that we're hard in our chest, like we're pounding our throats. They might be up 10, 14 nothing, 14-3. Well, not 3 because he won't make it. All right, they're going to get to lead. And then all of a sudden, the tide's going to turn. And then I smell an avalanche coming in the second half.
Yeah.
And I think the Eagles go in I think they're trailing at halftime. And then I think they just own the third quarter. And then they tack on in the fourth quarter. And they win it 33-23.
I am with you.
Something like that.
I am with you that I do think that there's going to be adversity early. And the thing that's funny about it is everybody was flipping out early in the season about that they couldn't score in the first quarter. The last time the Eagles did not score in the first quarter was against the Panthers on December the 8th.
Right. Wow.
Since then, they've been off. Their starts have been, and the only time they didn't score first was the 3 against the Commanders. But other than that, they got off in the playoffs 14-3, 13-7, 10-0. You go back to the last game of the season.
But remember, Green Bay, what happened? Turnover early.
Yes.
Rams, turnover.
Yes. Commanders, boom, first play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That can't happen again.
That's not going to happen again.
No.
Kansas City's not going to turn the ball over. They may at some point. They're not doing it first drive.
Right. And I am so with you. If I was playing out a scenario, I see that. I see adversity early. Here's a couple of other things I see. I think both teams will have an interesting wrinkle.
Yes.
Like, I loved
wrinkles.
I loved the Goddard jet sweep against the Commanders. That was terrific.
Yes.
I think the Eagles will have another wrinkle. I think Andy's wrinkle will be more pronounced.
Yes.
I don't want any wrinkle that has Dotson or Smith having to make that long loop. The beauty of the jet sweep is if they blow that up, it's a 2-yard loss.
Yes.
I don't want a 14-yard loss.
Correct.
And the other thing I think is it's against some form or whatever, but I think Devontae Smith's going to bust a big one.
It's funny you said that. I have the same exact vibe that Devontae has a big game, that there's a big play.
Yeah, and some of that has
It could
to
be
do
like
with
a 56-yard, he gets free, and there's the Slim Reaper.
And some of that has to do with the fact that their best guy is McDuffie. He's really good, and McDuffie's going to be on AJ.
Yes.
Then you have a drop-off,
Yes.
and Devontae can probably take care of that guy.
Yes.
I mean, I feel like AJ gets open on a McDuffie, but Devontae might be able to take the other guy big time.
I'm with you. I smell it. I smell a Devontae. I do. I'm completely with you.
He torches Spags the last 3 games.
Yeah, I love it. All right, we got to take care of some business. Couple things. Let's talk about Rothman. That's right. Joint ache.
Yeah.
Back, your hands cramping?
Yes.
Cramping right there.
Yes.
Back out of whack? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's always neck out of whack.
Neck.
Check. Well, Rothman's got you. At Rothman Orthopedics, practicing specialized care has been their passion for over 50 years. Their mission, high-quality, compassionate, affordable care rooted in research. Research leading to new treatments and better outcomes. Each Rothman doctor laser focused on their specialty. Hip, knee, spine, you name it. They have a team for every body part in your body. Right in your backyard, so you can cross over that defense, train the jumpers, root for your teams like no other fans in the country. They are Rothman Orthopedics. They specialize in you. Rothman Orthopedics for over 50 years. Specialized in orthopedics and you. Visit rothmanortho.com/PHLY to learn more and make an appointment today. Also, we are brought to you by Parks Casino. All right, Andrew. You ready? Are we ready for this? Because here's what we got.
I think so, yeah.
Here's what we got. Impress Pat here. Parks
Andrew
Casino
always impresses me.
My casino of choice. All right. Concerts, comedy, boxing, MMA, state-of-the-art Excite Center, thousands of slots, table games, right? That sports book's ridiculous. The beautiful poker room and all the award-winning restaurants. Parks Casino, this is how you win. Tickets on sale now for these headliners. June 27th, comedian Trevor Wallace.
All right.
Way to go, Trevor.
Yeah, Trevor.
All right. I got nothing. March 7th, Scotty McCreery from American Idol.
Just give me 5
more minutes.
March 8th, magician Michael Carbonaro.
Hey, I guess that number right? Look at my pocket. I got a rabbit.
March 22nd, country star Lee Bryce Harper.
There's a rumor going around about me and you.
They're not in Super Bowl form.
No,
It's
they're
been
not.
a while since we've done this.
May 16th, comedian Larry the Cable Guy.
Get her in.
ParksCasino.com to buy tickets for all shows. Parks Casino. This is how you win. You got to be 21 if you have a gambling problem. Please call 1-800-GAMBLER. This portion of the show brought to you by Rite Aid. Go to riteaid.com for the store and pharmacy nearest you. All right. Now, let's go to our man, Alex Smith. All right. We're going to talk to Fran coming up at 12:30.
Johnny Goodtimes at the bar with this nice satin green jacket
There we
on.
go. Johnny Goodtimes will be coming up in a little bit to do some Super Bowl trivia for us. So we're looking forward to that. But right now, here is Alex Smith, who's going to be on ESPN Countdown before the game this morning.
So, Brandon, happy 7-year anniversary from winning the Super Bowl.
What do we got? What do we get her done?
Uh-oh. Michael Carbonaro made it disappear. Boom, he's good. That kid is good.
Well, no. What is that?
We're looking at his face.
There's a little hiccup.
Frazier needed some camera time.
He
always finds a way to get his mug on there.
Yeah.
Always.
From ESPN. Wow, he is terrific. I love his analysis. What a player, what a gamer. I mean, you think about a gamer at quarterback, you think about Alex Smith. Alex, good morning, my brother.
Yeah, morning. Great to be here.
Man, this matchup is so fascinating. First, listen, you started this. Andy, I remember what Andy did with Doug when he came to Philadelphia, and you started this whole thing, man. You played an even bigger part, obviously, when it going to the playoffs and really kind of taking what Andy's vision was and building the dynasty and helping mentoring Patrick.
Yeah, well, I don't know how much credit I have, obviously, to do with this insane Super Bowl run they have. But yeah, listen, when Andy got to Kansas City and we were the worst team in football, had won 2 games the year prior, and he decided to trade for me and change my career. I was always such a fan of Andy's from afar and had some tough matchups with him in my days at the Niners. But I think the thing that I love so much, especially from a quarterback perspective, is he's always had success, especially in every quarterback he's had has had success with him. But we're all very different. I know 2 of us have been alike. We all have very different skill sets and strengths. And that's the beauty of Andy. And he's this, the ultimate coach. He doesn't just know a playbook and he's trying to fit us into his playbook, really building everything around his players' strengths and certainly his quarterback strengths on offense. And so I just really appreciated that. And certainly my career changed when I went to Kansas City and got to be under his tutelage, and his patience, his development, his demeanor. Listen, it's a pressure-packed situation, football. And if you're losing and it can get to, the best of men and people for that matter. And Andy's just so unfazed by it. Right. And that really had a profound impact on me. Seeing him, no matter the ups and downs, Andy came to work every single day. It was just the same old Andy, and he loved it. He loved teaching, loved being around the guys and just talking ball. And for me, I know how much that meant to me at that point in my career. And again, something I took with me forever.
And you could talk about this better than anyone. The importance of a quality offensive guy, a quality coach. Now, Andy's, among the best, but, look at what Jalen Hurts has had to deal with. Jalen comes in and it's one coordinator after another comes into a spot, right, where you got a franchise quarterback in Wentz and, that whole thing has to play out. Then you have a series of coordinators. That's difficult for any quarterback to have to go through that sort of coaching change. He finally has a rhythm, and now it looks like Kellen Moore is going to leave for New Orleans. But can you talk to the point of continuity and the level of good coaching you need as a quarterback?
Yeah. Listen, I feel like I know this well. I had 7 coordinators in my first 7 years. And in some ways, it's kind of the name of the game in the NFL. And I think when you're a young player, it's hard at first, right, to keep learning a new system just when you feel like you have a foundation underneath you and you're ready to take the next step and you start all over. I do think at some point, and you're starting to see it with Jalen, it does become a strength, though. He's been lucky enough. He's been around a lot of great offensive minds, from Doug to Nick Sirianni, obviously Shane Steichen and Brian Johnson and Kellen Moore. Like, you start to just accumulate a lot of knowledge, and at some point it kind of flips for you, and you can handle any situation because you've seen so much and been around so much. And Jalen, listen, I think he doesn't get enough credit. Let's just say that there's so many things he does that don't show up on the stat sheet. He makes this run game go. So much of it is obviously QB driven, and all the decisions he makes. He's so good with the football, especially for a young player. I think even going back to his Alabama days, this guy, knows how to take care of the football and then can throw it as well, especially from the pocket and beat you. And again, I just think he's really what makes this thing go. I know Saquon obviously is having an unbelievable year, and this offensive line is a monster as well. But again, I just think this guy does so much that doesn't show up on the bottom line. And I think he's such a phenomenal player. And obviously, I think even if he has to deal with another change here at coordinator, he'll be just fine.
It's interesting because I'm with you, and I think sometimes we all think of a quarterback and have this vision in our head, right? Like, everyone wants to see Burrow darting the ball down the field, and that's great and all. But the way Hurts plays it like a point guard, right? Which spreads the ball around, right? So much has to do with him. He calls the protections now that Kelsey retired. He's the one in control. He's the one, and I think the greatest example or analogy is that of a point guard and how vital it is. You need a great point guard to win, and he's a winning point guard quarterback.
Yeah, and listen, and I think that's a great analogy, especially for this year. The reality is, listen, Jalen could put up ridiculous numbers if he was in a different system, right? Yeah. If this offense was asking him to do that, he has the tool set to go do that. And I think he's obviously just such a great teammate and the consummate pro that, listen, that's not the recipe right now. We got Saquon, and this run game is rolling, and we got one of the best defenses in football, if not the best. And right now it looks different. And even despite the criticism that he's gotten at times about, the pass game, listen, this is a winning formula, and it very well is going to hoist the Lombardi here soon. So I credit him, right? He's put the ego aside. He certainly, if he had the opportunity, we all know could do a lot more. But that's not the case right now. And again, winning's most important, and I think we all know that Jalen knows that. There are going to be some plays, though, again that decide this football game, and he again is such a weapon in short yardage, goal line, red zone. his ability to run the football. You know, and then again, I think we saw it obviously a couple weeks ago in the championship game, and this guy can throw the rock. He's done it before. And again, whether or not he gets the opportunity, we'll see this next Sunday.
Alex, this matchup, I'm fascinated. You, as with your football IQ, must be fascinated by it, because you look on one side, we talk about that Eagles offense in the run game, and you look at Spags, who's such a great defensive coordinator, and little things like the Eagles they run best out of 11, right? The Chiefs struggle against the run at 11. The Chiefs are great against against 12 personnel, right? So does Spags keep his linebackers on the field? Does he look at, all right, well, there might be a mismatch with Goddard or Barkley out of the backfield, but he knows he has to stop that run game. And, just putting 8 in the box doesn't do it. You saw that, Barkley could make you pay. You get to that second level and he's gone. Hits more home runs than Aaron Judge. I'm fascinated by that chess match of, what you do, what Spags is going to do, how the Eagles, configure it. I think it's going to be really interesting.
Yeah, I do as well. I mean, again, I think there's a reason that Vegas has this as a 1-point game, because it's so evenly matched. I mean, listen, this Eagles roster is ridiculous. Howie Roseman, has built a juggernaut. And to think of where this, to go back and watch the Super Bowl a couple of years ago and an aging defense, an older defensive line, and now here 2 years later, it's like, this is one of the youngest units in football. And oh, by the way, they're the best in football. And I was with Vic Fangio for a couple of years. I mean, he's brilliant. He's one of the best defensive coaches there is. And again, obviously to see the turnaround he's done there is obviously a big part of it. But I'm interested. Listen, the Chiefs have struggled against the run the last few weeks, especially here in the playoffs, going against some good backs and some good run games. But historically, the Chiefs have been phenomenal under Spags against the run. Right? Like he's an old school coach, man. He's not gonna just let you run it down the field, right? He's going to go out swinging. But the other thing is Spags, again, is so unorthodox. And I mean that as a compliment. It's always different. You're not going to just get 8 in the box, man across the board very often, right? He's constantly disguising and creating chaos, right? All the pressures. He's so multiple, lots of different fronts. You obviously bring up the personnel. Is he going to keep base on the field? Is he going to play nickel? We'll see. He plays with a lot of personnels. I mean, last year I did a breakdown of a game. I think he had 9 defensive personnel in one football game.
Yeah,
and that's rare for everybody out there. That's incredibly rare.
Yeah,
and so he's so multiple. And now you give him 2 weeks to get ready for this. And again, this is a defense though that's been together here for the last few years, especially the core of this. And so they really know the scheme. And again, they've been in the spotlight. They know how to eliminate distractions. And get ready for a Super Bowl. So I can't wait. I'm like you. I can't wait for this matchup. Again, and nobody though.
Front, right, Alex? O-line. That Eagles O-line is probably the best in football, right? It's a great moving Becton inside.
Yep.
Just the girth, the size of that line is ridiculous.
Yeah, and nobody's really stopped them this year. And again, I go back to even when you try to create a number advantage and get your extra hat in the box with the safety. That's when they can pull out the QB-driven runs, and all of a sudden you're back to square one, right? Because Jalen's accounting for somebody. And then this offensive line, they're just so good. And with a guy like Saquon, you don't need much. We've seen the home run power that he's had, and I think that'll be key to this. Can the Chiefs eliminate the explosive runs? Because they've, this offense again, to go back Jalen, they typically you need pass game to create explosive plays. That just hasn't been the case for this offense because of Saquon. And so can you not allow some of these 30, 40, 50 yard, runs and, even keeping them to 8, 10, 12 yards is a win in some respects. And try to get them behind the chains, try to make them drive the field and make a mistake. I think they're obviously going to be hopeful to do that, but nobody's done it yet.
Yeah. Listen, and on the other side, nobody, I get it. When you win, there's always fatigue, right? There was Patriots fatigue, right? Brady fatigue, Peyton fatigue. Right now, there's Chiefs fatigue. But you help mentor Mahomes. And those stories about him are amazing. As an athlete, but as a guy, he's just such a great dude, man. He really is. And I know people are like in Philadelphia, especially, we're going to talk about, referee bias and all that stuff. But you worked with him. You could talk about it better than anybody, the level of guy he is, an athlete. Like, I know he's a scratch golfer. He does everything well.
Yeah, listen, I mean, there's some people that play football to be famous, right? Because they like the spotlight. And then there's some people that are just famous because of the byproduct that they're just a good football player. And this guy is that. I mean, he grew up in the locker room with his dad. This guy, all he knows is ball, man. He loves to compete. It drives him every day. And, like his sense of urgency, the edge that he has, that he still has. I spent time with him this year. I mean, and despite all his success, that's the greatest start to a career we've ever seen.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy's driven as ever. He always has an edge, and it's unique. And then he's just such a good dude, such a good person. Again, I think the ultimate teammate. And I think what's so special is, listen, these last 2 years, the football he's played, I think it's the best football. We're going to look back on this and just say how special it was. I know the numbers. It's not 55 touchdowns like we're accustomed to seeing him. He doesn't have Tyreek Hill and Kelsey and these guys in their prime, and they're not throwing it all over the yard, which I think you potentially, again, going back to his college days, we were so accustomed to seeing him, right? This guy's puts up 400 yards passing like nothing. He's had to morph and change these last couple of years. And there's not many guys that can do that. They just can't. And this guy can get you in so many different ways. And right now, he's getting the ball out faster than anybody in football, especially these last 8 weeks, right? Their offensive line, they're shuffling guys around. Yeah. Hollywood Brown's out for the year. Rasheed Rice is basically out for the year. Pacheco misses most of the year. Like, no other team goes through that and goes 15-1. And this guy, they still lead the league in third down conversions on offense, right? They're just methodical. And again, they don't have explosive plays, right? Like, which we've always seen from them. And again, Patrick just continuing to morph. He does everything at the line, man. This guy makes every single protection call, the run, the pass. There's multiple checks. He just, again, we obviously can't say enough about him. He's that good. So it's so cool. And obviously on the cusp of history, which is insane to think about that no team, obviously, even been at this point, I have a chance to three-peat. So again, I can't wait to watch this one.
Yeah, and the last thing, that matchup, circle number 98 on the Eagles front, right in the middle. That dude, Alex, scary. Jalen Carter, and that Vic's going to probably put him over Caliendo at left guard. Ah, my God, dude, he's scary.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think there's many guys you're gonna want a one-on-one block. Jalen all day. You just don't. You're gonna want to turn to him. Believe me, obviously the Chiefs are know it well. But again, if you have to put resources over there, all of a sudden you're one-on-one on the other side, and they got good players. That's the thing about this Eagles defense. There's good players everywhere. It's hard to find a weakness. These edge players are playing so good. Nolan Smith Jr. Man, the linebacker level. Zach Bond, man, is just
what a great story.
On a tear. And then the secondary, right? Like these guys just, especially to have two young bucks back there and how good they're playing, how mature they're playing. Cooper DeJean to be playing in the slot, it's tough. It's really tough. You got to deal with run game. You're getting shift and motion,
like
picked and rubbed, and this guy is so physical at the point. And then obviously handles it in coverage as well. So it's hard to find the matchups against this defense. And then again, Vic Fangio has them coached so well. They space the field so well. They all know their leverage. They're just, man, they're very, very, very disciplined and obviously good players. And you said it though, starts up front. I mean, when you can rush 4 and get home, obviously you can do a lot of things then on defense.
How do you watch it? How will you watch it Sunday?
I will be here. I'm doing pregame for ESPN Countdown, which will be a ton of fun in the stadium. And then I'm lucky enough I get to do postgame. My first time doing NFL primetime. So I'll be there with Boomer and Boog on the field.
Yeah, that'll be awesome. You doing that? Are you kidding me? That's fantastic. All of Philadelphia will be watching Countdown. You know that this town can't wait. Well, the first thing we'll be turning on is you, buddy.
Yeah, well, I can't wait. I'm pumped as well, man. Listen, obviously a couple weeks to gear up for this one and special for a lot of reasons. But both these teams, man, I think this is a heavyweight bout. And it doesn't get any better.
to kind of get his flavor on the game. You know, Andy used him like Doug. You know, he come in and kind of reset the offense, kind of understand what they were trying to do. He obviously he was a little bit better than Doug, but he got to the playoffs, the whole thing, and then he mentors Mahomes.
Yep.
You know, and then he's on countdown. He's a great dude, really good football guy. All right, speaking of great football people, let's go to New Orleans right now, where our is on the scene. That's it, man, Franny Duffy. Franny!
What's happening, guys? How's everything going out there?
Hey, how you answer that question? What's going on?
I'm here just outside Radio Row. It's crazy mayhem in there. It's been the craziest day so far. But there's NFL players, there's celebrities, everybody walking around Radio Row. Everybody's trying to grab them. So I mean, you know how this is, how this gets down here. At it's wild mayhem every single day, and it gets bigger and bigger as the week goes on.
Oh yeah, okay, give us a flavor. Who have you seen? Who have you talked to? Give us the flavor of Radio Row.
Yeah, today, I mean, there's definitely more Eagles legends on the floor today. And again, these guys are getting pulled in every which way. So, you know, Brian Dawkins and Donovan McNabb are walking around. I ran into Torrey Smith a little bit ago. He's getting pulled in a million different directions. But, you know, there's Drew Brees. We saw Patrick Peterson yesterday. You know, just, again, I could just go down as all pro after all pro after all pro. And all these guys are just getting pulled. There's hundreds of booths, in this convention hall. And so here, I can actually give a little bit, as long as my Wi-Fi doesn't kick out, a little bit of a taste of what it looks like in here. But it's gotten progressively crazier as the week has gone on, and it's today is no different. So here's a little bit of a look. Again, we'll take a look and see how much I can get.
Look
in
at that!
Here, but,
I like it.
You know, it's fun though. It's been great.
Oh my God, dude! You kidding me? It's fantastic. Look at this. That's incredible. Fran Duffy. This is the Locker Room presented by TrueMark Financial Credit Union. TrueMark.com/PHLY for the credit union difference. There it is. Live look at Radio Row going on right now. Franny's there. All kinds of people. It's crazy. Like as you kind of go in and it's just one thing after another. Legends and celebrities and everybody's hawking something. It's like a big, flea market, upscale. I don't even know how to describe it.
Everybody's down there. I remember I had a good friend down there in Jacksonville, John McCabe, with me, and he was trying to get in the elevator in my room, and he said, "Can you come get me? I'm standing next to Evander Holyfield," and he looks pissed off. You know, so you never know.
You never know who you're going to
all walks of life, Anthony. Yeah. All walks of life.
It's pretty wild. Franny, while I got you, have you X'd and O'd this thing?
I've been trying, and I feel pretty good as we sit here now. That I've kind of put my thought on this game to bed. Obviously, I'll still be thinking about it over the next couple of days. But my final opponent notes of the 2024 season are up on allphly.com now. They went up this morning, and so I feel like I.
Go. Where we at? He froze. We froze or he froze?
We got a freezer.
Okay.
To me, when I look at this roster, the Eagles roster, the Eagles depth chart across the board, it's just a better team. Now, where Kansas City has the edge is at head coach and quarterback. And those can be the X factors, right? And so I think when you look at Andy Reid Mahomes, it's tough to feel 100% positive and optimistic. But that said, I just feel like this Eagles team is just better than what they're going to see from Kansas City on the opposite sideline on Sunday.
All right, I want to ask you something specific about the run game, right? So, a couple things. Kansas City is better against the run in base, right? They get gas when they're in nickel against run. We saw them with Cook, right? Cook gassed them. Buffalo was in 11 personnel. So, against teams that run 11 personnel, they struggle, right? Because that would mean you're in nickel. Against teams with 12 personnel is when they're really good. The Eagles are a better team, interestingly, running out of 11. They are 12. So what does Spags do?
Yeah, I mean, we'll see exactly how Spags wants to try and match up, right? Because, I mean, one of their best run defenders is Leo Chenal, who is that Sam linebacker and a guy that theoretically he's only on the field in base. Now, there are things that they can do to try and manipulate what the fronts look like. Maybe you take a defensive lineman off the field, you kick one of those defensive ends inside, and you put Chenal down the line of scrimmage, and you can get funky with your looks there, and maybe that there is something unique that Spags tries to do.
Yeah, it's interesting because you remember the thing that scares me about him is, he was the one who thought about the NASCAR package.
You don't want that group to be all tight to the formation because now you're inviting blitzes. You're inviting those funky pressure looks where they can disguise it well. Spags, if you line up with heavy personnel, everybody tight to the formation, that's what happened on that fourth down play call on the final play with Josh Allen last week or a couple weeks ago, right? Was where they lined up in a condensed formation, everybody inside the numbers, and you could disguise the fact that you're bringing your best corner, Trent McDuffie, off the edge, and you're going to rotate the safety over the top. By putting all of those guys tight inside the numbers, you can invite some of those disguised pressures. So my guess is that the Eagles will go 11 personnel for the majority of this game and go in more spread formations to try and stretch that defense out. Isolate those guys one-on-one because honestly, I like some of these matchups for the Eagles skill position players. And then also you kind of widen those lanes out, create a little bit more space for Saquon Barkley in this run game.
Yeah, and let's face it, the Eagles aren't a team that'll run a lot of condensed. They're not like that. They are better off in 11 than they are anywhere else. Let me ask you, because Pat and I were talking about this, the guy that, when you look at the matchups, the guy that stands out to us two, I'm curious if it works with you, is Devontae. I think Devontae could have a big game.
Yeah, that's Vinny Curry and I have been kind of joking all week that we kind of think that this might be a Devontae game. And look, we know that what AJ Brown is capable of going into this one. I am interested to see what Spags does to try and match up to those receivers. Is McDuffie going to be the guy that he puts on AJ? Will they be fine just leaving McDuffie at left corner and Jalen Watson at right corner? Watson is the more big physical, he's the more imposing outside corner. You might like his size more against AJ, whereas McDuffie, he's a little bit slighter. He's a little bit smaller. Maybe you like his quickness to be able to match with Devontae Smith. Or do they just say, hey, we're going to play sides. We're still going to play a lot of split safety coverage looks anyway to kind of give those guys a little bit of extra help over the top. And that's why I'm fascinated to see what that matchup looks like early in the game. Do the Eagles try and make them pay? Because that was the thing with Washington. Washington plays a lot of single high coverage, so now you can prey on those one-on-one matchups. Kansas City's not going to do that. They're not going to try and live that way.
Now, that's what this game to me is what makes it so interesting. Forget about the Chiefs three-peat and the whole thing, and it's just the chess match on both sides of the ball. It's got everything, right? Like you look at, obviously the Eagles want to be, win first down, Barkley, the whole thing. How does Kansas City attack Barkley? How do they look at, fourth down, getting out of the tush-push situation? Because if the Birds are in tush-push mode, they'll convert, unlike Buffalo. So, all this stuff is all chess match stuff.
Yeah, and it's funny because all the analysts that I talk with, whether they've come on our shows or if I've gone on their shows over the course of the week, I like just asking everybody, what's the one thing that you care about more than anybody else going in this one? Because there are so many of those little tiny games within a game. I talked with Ben Solak from ESPN, and that's up on the PHLY YouTube page right now. And I asked him, what's the thing that you care most about? He brought up the tush push and the defense that Kansas City has shown. They get the 3 stops against Buffalo last week. Is that going to happen here against the Eagles?
Right, but Freddie, right, because they can't. Josh doesn't get low like that. Like Hurts, his low, that force low to the ground, and the way the Eagles run it is tougher than the way Buffalo does. Even though Josh is a horse, it's harder to stop with the Eagles tush push.
Yeah, and that's what makes it tough too. Is that you could argue that one of those 3 stops wasn't actually a stop, right? They got a non-favorable spot there from the officiating crew. But also, at the end of the day, It's what we've talked about all through the playoffs, right? It is a one-game sample. And so now when you're getting into, like, all it takes is one play. You know, the Eagles defense, when they won the Super Bowl in 2017, they got run over and thrown all over by that Patriots offense, but it took one play, one sample of BG getting home to create that sack fumble, and that tilts the game, right? And so, maybe to look at the Eagles might go 3 for 3 in the first 3.5 quarters in the tush push, but then it's 4th and 1 in a one-score game at the 40-yard line, and they find that way to get that stop because that's where you worry about those kind of little games within the game, those little tiny minute details in a game plan on either side that could determine the outcome.
Yeah, and the flip side, the Andy Reid thing, right? Like he's going to have all kinds of wrinkles that weren't on tape, and he's going to do stuff that fans have never seen. The only thing, and I know you got to get out of here in a couple of minutes, but the thing that scares me, that I have a little fear, is the Chiefs kind of match up with what the Eagles do, right? The Fangio likes to keep everything in front of you, and the Chiefs like to matriculate down the field, right? They'll work underneath. They run more plays than anybody from behind the line of scrimmage, pass play. So that they don't go deep, right? So that's going to be an interesting matchup.
Yeah, they are perfectly fine trying to bleed you out offensively. That same drive we saw Washington go on to score in their opening drive last week, that's not the way that Washington likes to live. That's the way that Kansas City has lived all year. They want to matriculate. They want to get the ball out. And honestly, as Mahomes' numbers this season have gotten better down the stretch, I mean, these last 4 games, that's the sample you have to look at, is when Hollywood Brown came back to the lineup, they changed that offensive line combination. So you're talking like a 4-game sample, and those have been Patrick Mahomes and this offense's best 4 games of the season. And so they want to go slow. They want to try and they're going to try and just do the death by 1,000 cuts, get down the field in that way. That's how they feel most comfortable. So it's going to be up to Fangio to force Mahomes to hold on to the football and try and let that defensive line get home.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, because you have an advantage when it comes to Carter, right? So what are you hearing, by the way, with his flu?
From what I understand, like, he's going to be good to go. Obviously, they're going to try and get him hydrated best they can and make sure that he's ready to roll. But that's why you didn't want to push the issue with everything going into the week. They did most of their practice last week. The game plan is mostly in, and so anything that you're going to try and do mentally, let's just get him ready to roll from a physical standpoint, so that way he's 100% full go by Sunday.
Yeah, because that's going to be a big deal. And the one thing that Mahomes will do is he gets rid of the ball fast. Yeah. Like, he doesn't hold on. Like, you talk about holding on to the ball. He don't do that, right? So it's that's the one thing where I think it might be on Fangio to creep up a little bit.
Yeah, you got to find ways to be able to force it. I mean, and that's, again, when he has been most effective this year, it's been when the balls come out in under 2.5 seconds. When he has held the ball past 2.5 seconds this year, it's been one of his worst years of his career. We can think about, like, those magic plays where he's kind of running around, he finds somebody, Travis Kelce late down the field. Those plays have been fewer and far between here this year. When he gets the ball out clean and crisp, that's when this offense is operating on full tilt.
Yeah, I'm with you. Franny, great stuff, buddy. So all you got to ask him, because I don't think we're going to have him tomorrow.
Oh, we're not seeing him tomorrow?
I know.
All right, Franny. Here we go. I mean, I know where I'm at. What are you thinking, gummy-wise? How many gummies is this game?
I mean, it's at least a 2-gummy game, right? BJ, it's Super Bowl Sunday, so it depends on how hard you want to celebrate. But I think at the end of the day, this is at least a 2-gummy game. It might be up to 3.
I think we got to save the third for the celebration.
All right,
that's what I think.
That's the way to go.
Well, I think it's a 4.
4?
Yeah,
spoken like a guy who's never had a gummy.
True that, baby.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Franny, great stuff, brother. We love you. And
all right, guys.
Everybody's got to check out his game notes. Are unbelievable. So great stuff from Fran Duffy. Be careful out there, buddy. There he is, Fran Duffy, checking in from New Orleans Media Center, the Radio Row.
Franny rules.
Yeah, he's great. He's great. All right, couple things. We're going to take care of some business. I want to go back to New Orleans Jamie had a tarot card reading.
Oh, boy.
All right, at Marie Laveau's House of Voodoo. I'm just guessing.
Whoa.
All right, so we're going to see Jamie. That nut, probably, many beers in, and then we're gonna play Super Bowl trivia with Johnny Goodtimes. All right?
Yeah,
Sounds
I'm
like
ready
a good
to go.
time.
Yeah. So we'll have another round of beers, and then we'll do some Super Bowl trivia. And, this is what it's about, man.
Got to bring out the big guns. Johnny Goodtime's the big gun in trivia in this town, right?
No,
No doubt about it.
He's cornered the market. He's got a monopoly of inner city Quizzo.
That's it. The Quizzo man himself. All right, but we got to tell you about Parks Casino. Now, give me the line. Are we still 1? Now, it moved.
I found, it's still 1.
Right.
But I got something interesting. I'm a little confused at this line.
All right, what do you got?
Let me pull it up.
The
I got to
total?
refresh it. No, the team totals.
Okay.
They got me a little. Let me find out where these are now. I might need this.
Because remember, Parks has over 1,000 props that you can play. In fact, do yourself a favor. It was great. Brandon and I last night at Parks Casino, Cousins Corner, we did a whole super prop show. And so when you go on the Bet Park Sportsbook and online casino app, you'll see all the props. We gave you a slew of them that you could have some fun. There's one that's a 75-1 prop. All right? You remember this last night we did it? A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith to have at least 10 yards receiving in each quarter.
10 yards in each
not
quarter?
That outrageous.
So it's funny you said that. It was against Pittsburgh. We went back and looked. It happened in the first quarter and in the fourth quarter.
Okay.
In the second quarter, AJ was short 3 yards. And in the third quarter, Devontae was short 2 yards.
Ooh.
So it was there.
Great odds, though.
Right?
Great
75-1.
Great odds.
I mean, you got to at least take a shot. That's a pizza bet. All right? That brings back many slices.
That's right. Putting $10 down on Landon Dickerson to be the MVP.
Right.
That's,
That's
you're better off getting the cold yards for
Yeah,
that.
yeah, exactly. All right. What do you got?
I can't find my. So I can't find it. So basically, it was Chiefs team over is 23.5.
Right.
And the money, like the juice is on the under. So
Okay.
I think it's under 23.5.
Yeah.
The Eagles team total is 24.5, and the juice is on the over.
Well, that's good.
I know, but how are the Eagles still a 1-point dog in that scenario?
All
It makes
I
no
know
sense.
is that's good.
Yeah.
That's good news. Even because that kind of inconsistency bodes well for the Birds.
Yeah.
So all your plays, make it Bet Parks, all right? And then, of course, all the casino games and all kinds of fun. New customers get up to $1,000 casino bonus back. You also get 100% odds boost that you could play. All right, so you get a $100 free play, basically, if you wager 100. BetParks.com has all the details, all the good stuff. You got to be 21. You got to be in PA, New Jersey, Michigan, Maryland, Ohio. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. All right, tell us about some Ace is the place.
Oh,
with
I
the
love
helpful
Ace.
hardware.
Ace is always there to help you out when you
You know.
got problems around your house. I know Mr. Goodtimes is always stressed out as I am when we got issues around the house. So, you got some air conditioning issues that you want to get fixed before the spring comes?
HardwareHomeservices.com.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's funny. It's not just about, going to the store and the helpful hardware folks, right, to help you out. Now they, like I had a heating issue.
Yeah.
And it was nasty, right? Like I needed a new heating and air conditioning unit. It went crapped out. They came over. They were such a delight to deal with. They were clean,
professionals, right?
Way more professional than I ever thought and hoped.
Yeah.
Like I'm a simple guy. Right? I'm like, oh my God, I got heat. My wife is like, oh my God, we got heat. That's incredible. That's it.
And it's good when they're clean too. When they clean up afterwards.
They were nice and they were fantastic. In fact, I had made roast pork for dinner, like sandwiches for the kids and all.
Yeah.
And I had some. I gave it to the guys.
Oh,
I said, "You guys
nice.
hungry?" Yeah. I said, "You like I ate the sharp,
Right.
The whole roast. They ate the roast pork.
And that's the thing. You never know who you're inviting into your house to do this work. At least these are nice guys.
They were
trusted
great guys.
pros.
Up
You're
in the attic.
comfortable with them. Eating at your house.
They were incredible stuff. You got to go to AceHardwareHomeservices.com. All right, for your next home projects. That's it. All your home projects, you go to Ace, the helpful hardware folks. now to your front door.
Bringing the helpful hardware home to your house.
That's it.
Yeah.
To your front door. It's perfect. It's perfect. All right. Let's take a couple minutes and have a laugh. The bro on Bourbon Street gets a tarot card reading.
Hopefully, you're obviously connected to this game.
Yes.
Because it's important.
This is a big one, Mike. We need this.
Well, not a big one.
I don't want to put any bad
Has
thoughts.
to be
Yeah.
this connection. I mean, I see you got, I think that's the Eagles, right?
Yeah.
What I need to do is I need you to get your energy. I need you to get your energy in the deck. Then pick one card, hand it to me, and hold on to the rest.
All right, so my
This guy looks like an artist.
Yeah, a card. Yeah, gotta mix it up.
I can just anywhere in there. All right. I feel like the Eagles Super Bowl depends on this card. I gotta pick a good one.
There'll be more than one card.
Let's go. That one was speaking to me right there.
Here we have the Four of Cups. All right. The Four of Cups tells us that
Four
to
cups.
get what you want, you're going to have to go through the mill. All right. So I wouldn't expect, say in this case, the Eagles to steamroll over. In fact, they might be on the losing end.
Oh, shut up!
Doesn't mean they're going to lose.
All right, I like where you're at.
But it's going to be you're going to be gnashing. You're going to be upset. But that doesn't mean it's-
Dude does look like the guy from
Now,
Mythbusters.
Are we
I'd
on
like you to
too?
concentrate
Can you hear us too? All right.
on
He
two
looks
or
like the
three
Mythbusters
issues.
guy.
And well, you know what you want, but I'd like you to mix the deck up again and hand the whole deck back to me.
This guy's a
Patrick Mahomes
fugazi
is
on the
the
first.
I mean,
That's one of my
He's a stone
The
fugazi.
pagan would not be
Andy
getting a reading
Reid's
from this guy. He looks like he should have an easel out
Another
painting.
issue. I don't want him to have the upper hand. And that Chris Jones is a real pain in the ass, too.
Bro's definitely whacked.
Yeah.
All right, now,
He's such an
I'm gonna
embarrassment
play
to you.
9 more cards down, and then I'll touch and name each card. Then we'll discuss what they felt.
This guy's energy stinks.
He sucks.
Right.
He's a fraud. I want like a real voodoo lady.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is just a guy with a
First
table on the
of-
sidewalk.
The very fact that it's a tarot dude's a bad thing.
Yeah. You need a woman.
Yeah, nice call there.
We got the Page of Swords reversed in your environment, Judgment Crossing, 9 of Cups in the foundation.
9 of clubs, cups.
8 of Swords reversed in the recent past.
What's he
Hermit
saying?
in the present.
This guy's just
Just give
mumbling.
us a score, cause
He's got like a pirate shirt on.
Sounds like one of Andy's play calls.
Ace of Wands upright in the conclusion. All right, now. One of the problems is early on. I was
God,
expecting
again.
a lot of mistakes. All right, and so you may feel like, oh God, they're finished. All right, but the reality is, with the 9 of Cups, ultimately you're satisfied.
ultimately said, actually, it fits our narrative.
Yes. Nobody likes a tarot reader with a monotone.
Filthy McNasty says this dude's the worst.
He stinks.
But this tells us there is the skill and the professionalism to bounce back.
But he's given us the script that Pat and I have.
Whoa, maybe we have to rethink
You should
this guy.
rethink it because this guy stinks.
Listen,
this is a blowout. This is a
is-
blowout from the get-go.
Listen, this dude's a stone jerk off.
Yeah.
All right, let's face
yes.
it.
Yes. Of course, Jamie finds this guy.
Yeah, Jamie's the worst.
All of the
I don't know
voodoo
if he knew
ladies
what he was
out
looking
in
for.
You know
New
what's funny
Orleans.
about Jamie? Over the years that I have worked with him and brought him into the fold, I have given him countless, like,
I mean, games are won in the second half.
I
Mike.
give him countless ideas and stuff. And like, hey, come on, do this. He fails at every one of them.
Well, I mean,
he's the greatest
Real
dude.
late
I
in the
love
game.
him to death. But any projects, He just never comes through for me.
I think here's the problem. This looks like it's like right off Bourbon Street. They're all fugazi. Like I went with
First
them.
of all-
Megan. You got to go down to Canal Street. There's this one area where all the voodoo priestesses
But here's
are.
the thing, though. If you're
So you're telling me
the
the Eagles are
bro,
winning the Super Bowl.
They'll make you.
The bro should have got another reading after this. He should have known this guy stinks.
well, here's my point: is that the bro sees this guy. You gotta immediately not do it.
You got
Is
the
there-
best
is
of
there
the
any
best with the
prediction
worst
for,
of the
like,
worst.
More of an
Right.
offensive.
Yeah.
or
You gotta
a
love the bro getting
defensive,
crapped on.
Like
Even here.
game. Like, what do we need to?
No, but he's got to show. He can't look at this guy and go, I want to go do this, dude.
Bro, Babooey.
Give me a woman named Esmeralda who's
I don't know,
going to
the
bring out
over-under
the
was
best
50.
of James.
Yes,
That's
yes.
probably a
I
good over.
want, exactly. Go perform Santeria. I want
the over-under was
Jamie's
like
ears
46.5
to
points.
fly off his
That's
head.
an over
Yes.
and under.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Sure.
Or at least do something for the show. Get sacrificed.
Sacrifice.
Yes.
Yeah, sacrifice would be
Would
great.
you say it'd
Yeah.
be more of a like
You
a
know.
running offense or a passing offense?
Julia's wasted too.
Yeah.
They might have had a few.
Here's the one thing this dude
Yeah.
Okay.
is right
All
about.
All right.
Is that it's going to be just like Pat and I said.
You guys are on the wrong track. You're with this
Awesome.
guy?
Thank you
That's
so
your
much.
team? That's your team,
Go
bro?
Birds.
Look at
We
this
gotta go
dude.
Birds.
Listen, we already said it before this jerk off came
Jamie
on.
high fives him afterwards.
Yeah.
Big Farts Jones still says brains the
I would
worst.
have rather
So
had
worst.
Julia herself do the reading.
Yes.
That would have been
Yes.
good. Julia's
Yes.
got personality.
Yes. 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 You're
Yes,
right
Tim's
on.
right. You got to go
All
into
right,
a
kill
shop.
this.
You got to go into a shop.
Yeah.
Can't
yeah.
get these guys on the street who can't afford rent.
No, but again, if you're the bro, go get sacrificed for the show. I mean,
toe.
nothing, you know.
Yeah.
So what? You lose your kidney.
That's
Yeah.
right. You'll know with that.
Just a toe.
You'll be back. You'll be good shape by Sunday. It's only
Exactly.
Thursday.
Exactly.
Take a hit.
Go into something that says, Haitian, whatever.
Yeah. Haitian tarot readings and sword,
Yes.
and sword throwing
Yes.
or something like
exactly.
that.
I mean, I don't know. Jamie failed. I give him an F.
Let's
Let's
it's
put it
probably
this
11
way.
o'clock at night. He's probably 12 beers in.
That guy is not the Johnny Goodtimes in New Orleans.
No,
I'll
No,
tell you
he's
that
not.
right now.
He's
no,
definitely
he's
not.
not. Speaking of which, say hello, Johnny Goodtimes. There he is. Let's pass our headphones down. The headphones. Now, you got some hot ears, dude.
Hot baby.
You got skeevish ears.
It's not even touching my ear. I got a hat on. It was touching a hat.
I don't know, dude.
It's not even touching my hat and my ears. What are you, like an amphibian? You all cold-blooded or something?
Come on, man. It's like clammy, man. He's got the hot ears. Come on.
Hot ears, baby. I'm on
Hot
fire.
ears Caputo.
All right, Johnny. I need a little bitty juice here. All right, buddy, take it away. Super Bowl trivia with Johnny Goodtimes. Listen, when it comes to Quizzo and you name it in Philadelphia trivia, Johnny Goodtimes has it all.
Indeed. And we're going to do a
Set
little.
up the rules here.
Okay, so we're going to do a little challenge. We'll see how long we go. We need to break this into teams. I only got 2 buzzers, or else it's you against Pat, and Greg can just cheer on
I'll
from the
yell.
side.
I'll be on Pat's team, but I'll
Okay.
yell. If I yell before they
Yes.
buzz in.
Or give me the nod. And
Yeah.
Anthony gets
Okay.
a buzzer.
Okay.
I mean, Anthony's going to destroy us here, but
No doubt.
Nah, I'm not.
He's going to pick out some long snapper, the backup long snapper. We're in trouble.
I
We're
wanna-
in trouble, VJ.
yeah, I know.
Nah.
I wanted to play a little around the edges a little bit, so it wasn't just hardcore stats. All right. So we're going to start.
I'm a hardcore stat guy.
I know.
Right. So we're going to start round 1, and our topic is commercials and stadiums.
Oh, see, I'm out.
See? Okay.
I don't watch the commercials. I freaking hate the
We're
commercials.
good, Pat. We're good, Pat.
All
We're
right,
good.
looking
Yeah.
good, Pat.
I know
All right.
commercials.
So ring in.
right, help out, Andrew.
if you know here. First one, what company launched its iconic 1984 ad during the 1984 Super Bowl? Remember the woman threw the javelin, smashed the whole thing up?
No.
No? Oh, come on. Apple. All right.
Oh, man. Zero.
All right.
I
Next
hate
up.
commercials, so I can't tell you.
What iconic
You know
stadium?
it? Joey will help out.
Yeah.
Come on, bro. Come over here.
Yeah, bang on the table if you know
Yeah,
it.
go. I know it.
What iconic stadium hosted 5 Super Bowls before being demolished in 2008? Iconic stadium.
Astrodome.
Incorrect.
Oh, that's a great guess.
That is a good guess.
That is a great guess. It's Pontiac Silverdome. Yes, yes.
What?
Silverdome.
Nope.
You and I were right there, brother.
Yeah. No. Warm weather. Think warm weather.
Joe Robbie. No. Oh,
the original Orange Bowl.
Thank you, Pat gets it.
Pat. Yeah, Pat. Yeah, baby.
All right.
Nice job.
In what company's 2011 ad did a kid dress up as Darth Vader? You guys remember that one?
No.
That was a big one. All right. That was Volkswagen. The next 2 Super Bowls.
This feels like a regular Johnny Goodtimes quiz off.
Everybody boos the quizmaster when they don't know the answers.
This sounds like a normal night of quiz at his place.
It's my fault. All right. Let's see. Next 2 Super Bowls after this one will be played in 2 different stadiums in the same state. What state is it?
California.
Correct. All right. Ant and Pat tied 1-1.
VJ.
All right. Let's move to round 2. You guys.
It's either California or Texas, right?
2-0.
Not that hard.
He's going to get all the California questions.
All right. We're moving to round 2. We're going Super Bowl loser by quarterback. I'll give you the year and the quarterback. You tell me the team. All right. First up, 1967, Lynn Dawson.
Chiefs.
That's
Pat, quick.
Okay.
We were both set at the same time.
All right.
You gotta hit the buzzer,
Next
bro.
up, 1972, Bob Greasy.
Dolphins.
Dolphins, 2-2. Next up, 1974, Fran Tarkenton.
Vikings.
Got it. 1980, Vince Ferragamo.
Rams.
You got it.
Ant's on fire right now.
Yeah.
1983, David Woodley.
Dolphins.
Dolphins, yep. Right before Dan Marino. Next up, thank God Greg doesn't have a buzzer, dude.
I had my memory. I got nothing.
1986, Tony Eason.
Patriots.
Oh, Pat's
gets that
got
one.
it. Yeah, Pat.
All right, 1995, Stan Humphries.
Washington.
Seattle was a no, 95 was mother.
Stan Humphries.
Stan Humphries. Chargers, correct.
When the Chargers were in the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was when they got crushed by Steve Young.
Yeah.
That Natrone Means.
Yeah, my man.
Yeah. 1999, Chris Chandler.
Falcons.
Got it. All right.
Very good.
You're on fire. You're on heater there.
All right, we move to round number 3.
I know quarterbacks.
The impossible round. Here we go.
Round.
Only one team has ever scored 35 points in a Super Bowl and lost. What team is it?
Falcons.
Eagles is correct.
Yeah, Pat.
Yeah.
Wow, the Falcons had that big lead. They didn't score 35. Wow.
Question number 2. Interesting you mentioned it, Anthony. What was the score of the Falcons-Patriots Super Bowl entering the 4th quarter?
28-3, right?
Nope. Come on, Pat.
24-3.
Nah, 28-9.
28-9.
Yeah, they were down 23. They scored right before the end of the 3rd. What losing?
I had that mother-father.
What losing quarterback has the record for most interceptions thrown in a Super Bowl game with 5? If nobody gets it, I'll give you a hint.
Hold on.
Joel's
All right.
had
No
3.
All right.
No hints.
No hints. All right.
5 interceptions?
5 interceptions in a Super Bowl. I got a hot hint for you if you want it.
They lost?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 5 through 5 pick.
Yeah.
What do you think, VG?
I don't know.
Well, Tony Romo, but he never made a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I didn't say first. I didn't say wild card game, Pat. I said
5
Super Bowl.
picks. My God, no, Gary Jerkoff, that's funny.
Peyton Manning.
No. Was it Eason? Was it it? Was he?
No, he got pulled quick. Eason got pulled.
Yeah,
Grogan came in.
Steve Grogan.
How about Elway?
Now, all right, here's your hint. This guy's local.
Gannon.
Steve.
Rich Gannon, yep. 3 teams have lost in their only Super Bowl appearance. Name any of them.
Panthers.
Buffalo. Oh, only.
No, wrong.
They were
only.
in with Dome, too.
They've been twice.
Only. Okay. Falcons.
Wrong. They've been twice. They got beat by Elway and they got beat by Brady.
Okay.
They are the
Cardinals.
Cardinals is one. Correct,
That's good.
VG.
That's
VG
good.
finally on the board.
Bengals.
No, incorrect. Bengals have been twice.
So that's awesome. How about the? No, not. This is all. It's a great question, man. It's a great question. So Arizona's
We
won.
just talked about one of them.
Vikings?
No.
No.
They've been a lot.
Yeah. They
were-
lose all the time.
Yeah.
They just don't win.
We just talked about one of these teams.
Cincinnati's twice.
One of them.
The Chargers.
Correct.
Yes.
And the third team was in one of the all-time great Super Bowls. Lost. Came up just short. Titans is correct.
Titans.
Dice.
Wow.
Good job,
BG.
That's
Nice.
that's chat help there.
All right, the Colts were an 18-point favorite in Super Bowl III and lost the game. The second biggest favorite to lose the game was a 14-point favorite. What team was it?
14 point. Was that the Patriots
against the
the
Giants.
Rams?
Patriots Rams is
Wow.
correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the Patriots obviously were watching all their plays. That helps cut that point spread.
Very good, Johnny.
Of the last 15 Super Bowl MVPs, 2 have been wide receivers. Name either.
Strike a pose was
Desmond Howard.
Desmond.
No,
yeah.
that's
No.
more, 15 of the last 15. 2 have been wide receivers.
Last 15?
Of the last 15 Super
One
Bowls.
was Deion Branch.
No, that's before that.
How about from the Steelers?
I thought you said Cliff Branch. I was like,
That was before that. Yeah, no, these guys, one of them was like very recently, last couple years. One of them were going back like 8
Sky
years.
Moore.
Now,
Sky Moore.
no, the one guy is.
What, you on gummies?
One guy's still in the league. And one guy was famously recently part of a celebrity roast.
Gronk.
Edelman.
No, Edelman is correct.
Wow. Should have got
Edelman's-
that. That's good. Yeah,
Edelman's
that's good.
the one. The other one
Wait, what team?
shares something in common with Edelman.
So wait.
Randy Moss.
No. You're saying he's a white receiver?
I'm just saying. Cooper Kupp is the correct answer. Yes.
Yeah.
Cup was the MVP.
Yep.
Didn't know that.
Only two.
Thanks, Jim Moss.
Yeah. Only 2 teams have gone an entire Super Bowl without scoring a touchdown. Name either.
Eagles.
No. That was the Patriots Rams.
Patriots Rams,
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah.
The other one, Dolphins lost to the Cowboys like back in '72.
Yeah.
All right, last question, and this is a tough one, but it's gettable. Jerry Rice scored touchdowns for 2 different teams in the Super Bowl,
Raiders,
the Niners
Niners.
and the Raiders.
Yeah.
The only other players to do so were receivers who lost both Super Bowls they played in. In one of those Super Bowls, they were teammates. Name either
This is
guy.
awesome.
Yeah.
Wait, this is a great question.
Yeah,
All
this
right,
is good.
so
Okay.
He's getting his pen and paper.
All right, so they were teammates
Yeah. So
in one of the Super Bowls, and they lost. They both lost.
Right, they both lost. They both played for 2 different teams. They both lost, and just to give you a hint, one of them was involved in a Super Bowl we just talked about. So one of
Okay.
them was involved. I'll give you a hint. One was involved in
It's
the.
got to be a Ram.
Okay. I think Pat's on the right
Yeah.
path here.
Rams and Patriots. There was. He played,
Who was on that
he
greatest
played
show
the-
on turf?
Greatest show on turf.
Yeah, Isaac
Yeah.
Bruce. No, it wasn't
No.
Bruce. It was Bruce. Torrey Holt.
And who was the third
The
one?
And.
Yeah, and who was the third guy?
Bruce Holt. Oh, I can picture him. Oh,
Yeah.
my God.
Once again, exciting white.
I know.
Yes.
Oh, God. I could
Wasn't
picture.
that Steve Curtis? That's for sure.
No,
Kevin
Kevin Curtis?
Kevin Curtis.
yeah.
That's
No,
great.
before
Ben
him.
Steve,
Yeah.
Steve Curtis was at Cheltenham High basketball.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
Wonderful.
That's fantastic.
Is Anquan Bolden one?
No, it was this guy played on the Rams, and he also played in the Super Bowl with the Panthers.
Panthers?
Oh, no.
Yeah, this is a tough one. I told you this was the hardest
That's
one.
a great.
Yeah, that's a hard
great.
one.
Ricky Prohl.
Ricky Prohl,
Oh,
thank you, Ian.
Very good.
Ricky
There we
Prohl,
go.
nice.
And then which guy was his teammate?
Impressive.
Ricky Prohl's teammate in Carolina.
Yep.
Steve Smith?
No.
Carolina. Who was
Muhsin Muhammad.
That's the guy. Muhsin Muhammad.
Nice work.
That's right. Scored. He played for the Bears too. Remember
Wow,
with
yes.
Sexy Rexy.
Yes. Yes.
Oh, that's what makes
Pat,
them
that's
Johnny
awesome.
Goodtimes. Yes.
That's awesome, man.
All right. I think I didn't really do any real math there, but I think Ant won that one.
I'm pretty sure with that.
Well, he had that heater in the quarterback.
Yes.
I know the quarterback round. The guy was in fuego. So yeah, that was it.
Yeah, that speaks well for Moss down the road. He has his quarterbacks down.
Dude, if I told you all I want is for that kid to be
Play on
a quarter,
Saturday.
yes, that's it. All right, whatever I got to do
You'll
to make
pull
that
short
kid.
of Sunday. It's just
Yeah,
Saturday.
yeah.
Get him from Friday night to Saturday.
I don't want to be like Marinovich, right? Like I don't want to be.
That's right.
Who don't want to be like Marinovich.
I don't want to be
Pretty
that
close.
Pretty close. We left. I go, dude. He's off today because his kids at school, like the weather.
Yeah.
So the kids off from school, right? Look at it, but
Yeah,
whatever.
I know, right?
I said, dude, you're off from school today. You got to do your VR. His VR workouts.
Yep. Virtual.
He does. I brought him the program.
Oh wow, the Gene Daniels approach.
My man.
Yes.
My man.
Yeah.
So I got him doing football and baseball.
Yep.
Wow.
So I cranked it up to like 85. So he's got to hit 85.
Holy cow.
And then I had the rush cranked
That's
up.
fabulous.
Yeah. Well, you know.
Get him
whatever.
ready. Johnny, when you on
one
the
day,
clock
one
again?
day, one day he's going to be skateboarding around Muscle Beach at age 60 because his dad just wouldn't let him.
Hey, you are the greatest,
And
dude.
he'll still be writing.
Where are you at? Like, tell everybody where you're at.
So regularly, I am at Founding Fathers on Tuesdays, and I'm at Pistolas del Sur on Wednesdays. And I was excited when Greg said you guys would be here at Yards. I'm hosting Quizzo Bowl 19 right here next Saturday or next Sunday.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so,
beautiful.
Dude,
Yeah,
it's awesome.
and-
He's got people fly in for this
Yeah,
Quizzo
yeah.
Bowl. Like, there's like anytime there's like teams with like multiple Jeopardy champions on their teams, it's super competitive.
So here's what we're going to do. So especially after the Super Bowl, it's going to be lean times around here. 'Cause Lord knows it's the NBA trade deadline.
Right.
And Daryl Morey
Maybe
has
fired.
his thumb up his heel.
Yeah.
Right? So we got, in the Flyers, it's still going to be a ways, as we know. We still got a minute for pitchers and catchers. I want to start doing a weekly Johnny Goodtimes segment.
Let's go.
All right?
Yeah, I'm in.
Where we'll get the
Sold.
audience. We'll have a live studio audience come in. All
Yeah.
right? We'll have the judges.
Yeah.
All right? And we'll do the Johnny Goodtimes in every week.
I'm in.
All right?
I'm in. Yeah, count me
We'll
out.
have the Yards beers.
Yeah.
Also, I mean, if you're in town, you need some last minute gear. He's part owner of Shibe Sports, so they got some good stuff over there.
Great
If
stuff.
you-
Yeah.
Dude, great
Yeah.
stuff.
If
Yeah,
you
the
can't
Go
order stuff
Birds.
through mail, get over
Go
there.
Birds has been a pretty
Yeah.
big hit these last couple
Yeah,
weeks.
that's a good one.
Yeah, if we win Sunday, it's going to
Yeah.
go through the roof. I was just arguing with the guys now about our new designs.
I love it.
Yeah, if we
The
win
jacket
Sunday,
is, and that's...
Oh, this is beauty, isn't it?
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
I love that font. The
Yeah.
font is the greatest.
yeah. Now they
You know.
did it. Yeah, I mean they did it. Everything. Lori's gotten every single thing right except for one, and that's branding. I don't like Midnight Green. I don't like the new font. I don't like the end zone font. I
Yeah.
don't like anything as a nerd who gets
Yeah.
really into stuff like that. Like, I want Greg's hat. I
Yeah.
want that helmet. I want that color. I want that font right there.
You know what? They underutilize silver.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
agreed.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yep.
Yes.
Great color.
Yep.
Yep.
Like they underutilize the silver.
I
man.
know. Yeah, and it's you put Kelly, silver, and black together. I mean, what a beautiful combination.
Totally.
You don't need anything else.
No, I agree.
And I just don't understand the midnight green thing. I've
I'm with
never
you.
understood it.
I'm with you. Now look at that hat pops.
Yeah.
That hat pops.
Right, because it's
And
the
I
old
don't
helmet.
usually like the black, but the black with the green and silver is awesome.
I got a new hat coming tomorrow. I got a black beanie with that on popping off the front of it.
Oh, that's
Debut
I
it
like that.
tomorrow.
I actually like that. That's sharp. That's
Yeah,
good stuff.
so I mean, we've been doing Kelly at the store for 11 years because Brian and I just don't like midnight green. So we were always doing Kelly, and it was funny because this year it's like, we're not. Our sales aren't as good. Why? Because the Eagles.
Everybody's
started
still
doing-
Kelly.
everybody started doing
Yeah. Great stuff, dude.
Yeah,
I
thank you,
mean,
bud.
unbelievable. Johnny Goodtimes, a Philadelphia legend. My brother. We're going to stick around and have a couple more beers, but
Okay.
for the show purposes, can we get a prediction? Prediction?
Yes. I think Harrison Butker is going to be a busy guy.
Ooh.
And whenever you get down there and you got to make that 3 or 7 decision, I think they're going to be making a couple too many threes.
I could see that.
So, Ant, I'm going to go Eagles 30, Chiefs 19.
I love it. I actually love that because I was trying to figure out a way to get to lay to 9.5, and that's the way to lay to 9.5.
And the way you get to 30 is 4 touchdowns, a field goal, and maybe
And one missed extra point.
One missed extra point.
I
Yeah.
feel it. Yeah. You're spot on.
Yeah.
Spot on, and you can see it. Who are the touchdown makers?
Devontae scores.
Love it. One Jalen.
One Jalen.
One Barkley.
One Saquon. And maybe in like a crazy set, Johan Dotson or Calcaterra, one or the other.
Okay.
Oh, like a little Calcaterra.
And
Lay some money on that one.
Right? Yes. Anytime
Yes.
TD score, off beat.
Yeah.
Gotta like it. What do we owe? Right 8 back in the day moment?
Yes, I think we do.
VG?
Yes.
So, what do you got there?
We got something, I think.
All right.
Yeah, he
All
doesn't
right.
have the headset, so he's a little off right now.
Yeah, no, dude, you're fine. You did great job today because we want to thank all of our friends at Yards. All
Yards
right?
rules.
Elijah from the No
No Fly
PHLY
Zone.
Fly Zone. Elijah, yo, dude, did you know this, Pat? Elijah's royalty. You know what his last name is? Whitehead.
Oh, boy. How about it?
All right. You know what I'm talking about?
Music?
McFadden.
Wow.
Oh,
Yes.
That is Stone Cold royalty.
Right. Elijah. Philly Sound royalty, baby.
Yeah.
Love your father, man. That's fabulous,
That's
man.
awesome. God bless.
Ain't no
That's
stopping
beautiful.
us now.
Yeah. That's right.
That's a great omen. The
Yeah.
fact that Elijah's here is a
Yeah.
great omen,
Yeah.
man.
Yes.
Yeah.
Love that, man. Love it. Love it. Love it. All right. What do
All
we
right,
got?
I think we're ready.
Yeah.
The picture? Oh, yeah. So, we'll give props. We'll go back in the day. Got a little photo of Howie Roseman holding the trophy. Right? Let's
I
go
like
back.
it.
Let's go back.
I love
give
it.
Howie his time.
I like it a lot, actually. I think that's a
I
great
think we're going to
move.
see that again.
Here it is, the right 8 back in the day moment. Howie holding up the trophy.
This is how we
in
do
the
it.
first and only Super Bowl. Let's make it 2. I love it. Hey, thanks everybody here at Yards.
Yeah, Yards. Thank you all.
Tomorrow, don't forget Grand Cafe L'Aquila, 11 to 1. Everybody have a great day.
Go Birds!
Go Birds! G-L-E-S, Eagles!
We all silly like the mayor.